Live from Veterans Memorial Stadium on the campus of Snohomish High School, Scott Ohsman along with Rylan Spencer, and it is the 10th edition of the Dick Armstrong Cup. Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the home Snohomish Panthers. Rylan, how are you?
I am great. Excited to be here. My first Dick Armstrong Cup.
This is legendary. This is a long time coming. We're happy you're here. Todd Elvig spinning the dials, the 5-tool player. Sarah Elvig, of course, on one camera, then the great Martin down there. And it's a warm night here in Snohomish. It's 74 degrees out. It's balmy. We were here in March. We did a little spring Dick Armstrong type edition, and it was not this warm at all in March.
Yeah, I attended a couple of games, and as much as I love watching football, watching it in the springtime was not for me.
As we bring you in here in the booth. Ryland, great to have you. Obviously, Cascadia Preps. You know every team. You've driven to every single team in the entire state. Later in the broadcast, of course, I've already asked you this. I want to know about the burger joints. I want to know the best burger joints. Obviously, that's what's important to me. And we'll get into that as you are a connoisseur there as well. But tonight, Snohomish, Joey Hammer, in his 4th season, 2 full seasons, he's only lost 1 league game. Wesco South, 3A South, he's kind of the one, but Monroe drops in, and we talked to him just for a few minutes. He's got Cale Hammer at quarterback. What do you see from the Panthers?
Yeah, just watching warm-ups a little bit. Cale Hammer, a lefty. Looks like he's got a nice, strong arm. They were going a little bit of spread offense there, so hopefully they sling it around a lot. I would like to see some up-tempo stuff from those guys, and see if we can't keep the Grizzlies on their heels a little.
Yeah, and you want to Cape Island.
Yeah, he's a bowling ball, ain't he? I mean, not the biggest guy in the world, but you know what? Keeps his feet moving. Coach Hammer talked about got to hold on to the ball tonight. Let's hope they do that, and we have a real close contest.
For more from Coach Hammer, we'll talk about Glacier Peak next, but our interview, Todd Elvig, the 5-tool player, he can do it all, ladies and gentlemen, even interview, and we spoke to Joey Hammer earlier this week.
So far.
I'm super excited about them. They got an energy unlike anything other that I've seen.
Now, is it a little bit strange for them to be coming from spring right into fall ball, or is it just
one? But in the long run, they found it, and so we got it cooking now, and so I'm excited.
Now, did you guys have camp this year?
We did. We had our own camp, and so we did a lot of things.
You got some kids that are returning from last year. You got anybody new that's kind of stepped up or grown a little bit over the summer?
There's quite a few that are. We've got a few new guys. We got a couple guys that are coming in the first time playing football, and they were 5'9" the last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's exciting. And some guys have added on a little bit of weight even since spring, and so that's good. You know what I mean? 10, 15 pounds, that always helps out.
Absolutely. Now, looking at your schedule here, you guys, you open up against Glacier Peak, but you've got Edmonds Woodway, you've got Lake Stevens, Montlake Terrace, Meadowdale, Monroe. That's not a light schedule.
No, that's the biggest thing. If you want to go and be about it, then let's be about it, and let's go play with the dogs that are about it. You know what I mean? Why not? That's where you want to be, and so you got to challenge yourself, and I think our kids are well ready for that challenge. So
great. Now you have a new quarterback coming in this year, but you've got a senior in Vandergrind. That guy was amazing last year. You expect even bigger things this year?
Yeah, absolutely. That kid's heart and soul, you see it. You know what I mean? You feel it. You can, anytime he has the ball in his hands, he can take it to the house. And just his way to bring guys up around him is unreal.
And how are your 2 lines doing? I mean, you've got some returner players, you got some depth there, or are you a little bit new?
We got a little bit of new there, honestly, on both sides. But we got some bigs coming in and bringing that heart. Lane Watkins, Skylar Lloyd, Brady Learman. A guy that's coming back to the game, Austin Hemman. Expect some big things from him. I'm leaving some guys out, D-line wise. Manny Flores is a dude. Connor Johnson, some of those guys. So I'm excited about those 2 groups. They've been putting in the work. So that's where the wars start. That's the start of it, and so we got to get it done up front, both sides.
Yeah, well, that's our Player of the Game T-shirt says now. It says putting in the work. And, that's what it's all about. Really a great atmosphere. Thanks for coming down, Coach.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for what you do. And I'm just thankful you broadcast this stuff, because I can't tell you how many people you bless because of what you do. And so thank you, and keep it rocking.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach.
Back here, Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium, as you see Glacier Peak and the color guard right here. Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer. Ryland, real quick, Glacier Peak, they got a new quarterback too, River Lane, and they're without their phenom, Ryan Black, who was nothing but, a yard chipper.
Yeah, and they've got some size on the outside at receiver. They've got some size at tight end. They've got some size on the offensive line. And they've got some size at running back. I mean, about the only guy that maybe doesn't have size is the quarterback you talked about. But he's not there for his size. He's there to throw the ball, and I think they're going to do a lot of that this year. But if they do run the ball, I think it's going to be nice and physical, the type of football I like to watch.
We'll talk more about that. We did catch up with head coach Shane Keck in his third full head coach year, and he met with our Todd Elvig, and you'll see that right now.
Todd Elvig here, STSPN. I'm here with Coach Shane Keck, Glacier Peak Grizzlies. What do you think of your team this year?
I really like this group. It's a group that's pretty well balanced between a really strong senior class and then an up-and-coming junior class. We're pretty good up front. I think we're really talented at receiver. Got a couple returning guys on defense. I like where we're going.
Now, do you have any surprises this year? You got some guys that kind of all of a sudden you're just like, wow, they just came right out of the shadows?
Yeah, I think we've got some seniors that have been 4 years in the program, have done all the right things, really worked hard in the off season, and there's a couple of those guys that as seniors that they're really stepping up. A guy that comes to mind is like a guy like Chase Cumming, as a running back, defensive lineman. A guy, Luke Anderson, who's going to be a rotational defensive end for us. Just those guys that finally, after 4 years, they're going to get the chance to be on Friday nights and play for the Grizzlies.
Now, rumor has it you have two quarterbacks. Are you still waiting to pick those, or are you going to do a quarterback by committee?
Yeah, no, we're going to pick one. Best chance to win on Friday nights. That's the guy that's going to play. We're going to probably need both those guys throughout a long season, but ultimately we're going to pick one. And honestly, I feel great about both of them. They're great competitors. They know the offense. They know how to distribute the ball, and realistically, we've got a lot of weapons. So all they got to do is get those guys the ball.
Now, do they each bring something different to the table, or are they kind of similar in different categories?
Yeah, they're pretty similar guys, 5'11" to 6 foot type of guys. Pretty good athletes. Both of them play defense as well. One maybe has a little bit stronger arm than the other. Maybe one runs a little bit better than the other. But I think overall, very similar. I think most importantly, they run the offense well. They're really efficient. They know how to get the ball out to the guys that make money. And so we're excited about both those guys either way.
Now, are you going to attack your game plan just a little bit different this year? Are you going to kind of stay with how you did it in the spring or how you did it before the pandemic? What's your kind of take on this year?
Yeah, the last couple of years we've really evolved. Since I've kind of taken over, we really want to be a downhill run team, and then we want to throw the ball, and he was going to make way with the ball. I'm not sure that we've got a marquee focal point running back yet. I think we have those guys, but they're a little bit young and they're up and coming. But I think our receivers are really talented. I truly believe we've got.
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a few minutes from kickoff, the Dick Armstrong Cup on STSPN. Friday Night Lights coming up.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary... Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
It's time for Friday Night Football!
Back here, Veterans Memorial Stadium on the campus of Snohomish High School. Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer. It is fall, it's football, there's sounds, there's people, Ryland. This is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I was at a game last night, and just being out there and the bands and the cheerleaders and just everything, the student sections, it felt great, and now it's almost like reliving it over and over and over, you know, so long without this, and now here we are. We, you know, got the coin toss coming up here. A couple of big guys walking out there
Yes,
with the coin toss. Kind of intimidating.
It is. I'm a little shook right up here, and I'm far away. Our referee tonight is Dan O'Neill, the white hat, along with Mike Shumway, Preston O'Malley, Larry Boshi, Steve Landro. A big shout out to them as there's been a shortage in referees and umpires across the state. It's actually impacting some scheduling and whatnot, and so it's a real chore, and got to appreciate these guys coming out.
Yeah, there was a game last night. You know, it was supposed to be scheduled for Friday. They got moved to Thursday night because of a referee shortage. We're going to see a lot of that this year. Teams are going to have to adapt to it, and you know, for myself,
yes,
I got to go watch some more games on Thursdays and Saturdays. I'm not complaining too much, but
no,
you know, look. There's a way to get involved also if you want to do it. The Washington Officials Association, they do a great job of teaching, you know, new trainees how to officiate. It's a lot of fun. I've officiated all kinds of sports over the years. It's get out and help if you can.
Absolutely. Huge shout out to all our STSPN family. Ron the Wedge Henthorn not in town tonight. Obviously, we're going through all the protocols and things we have to do at the stadium. A big shout out to the Wedge. I know all the kids are dying to see the Wedge. He's the most popular. And also Timothy B. Boyle, hopefully watching from home as well. Big shout out there. And stay tuned for our Adrenaline fundraising player of the game. We'll have that at our STSPN. That's a tradition that goes on as we see the coin toss going at the center of the field. And that's talking about the big kids, right? Snohomish always known. They lose 3 of their all-conference front offensive linemen, OL and DL, but they recovered well here in Snohomish.
Yeah, and there's a couple of big boys out there. I mean, you see him right now, number 68, Lane Watkins, 6'5", 230. Number 66, you'll see him here also, 6'6", 295. I mean, they've got some big boys up front. They've got some speed. They've got a running back, Scott, that you told me all about here. You love this running back, and I'm excited to see him as well. Vandergrind.
Then also we have Braden Ulrich. He is a linebacker, but also because they lost, they're going to name a lot during the game. And he is number 40, I think, on the home tonight, as you see the Panthers. And Joey Hammer has got this program going back. Like he said, he's been in the playoffs the 2 last full season, West Coast South. And prognostications, not yours, though, of course. The Everett Herald we love, and everybody else. They've got Monroe and Snohomish kind of battling for that first place.
Yeah, and I know some people like Edmonds Woodway as well.
Yes.
Really good at one level, like Monroe has been. When they drop down, typically they just get better. So it'll be interesting to see Monroe this year. They've got some size as well. Their big left tackle is a really, really big boy. But, yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch. It should be a real good battle between those 3 teams. Monroe starts off with a real tough game this week.
I didn't quite catch the coin toss. I didn't know if they deferred or not. But Cale Hamill, number 13 in red, the home Reds here for Snohomish, Glacier Peak on the other side there in the visiting whites. Cale Hammer is going to, he also does the kicking duties as well. Kicking off to Jaden Claps, and it looks like Claps, number 11, will take it around the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that's what you want. You just want good field position. Most importantly, and we talked about it earlier, both coaches talking about holding on to the ball. That's huge. A couple of games I saw that last night. Lots of turnovers.
Excuse me, number 5, the junior, 6'2", 205. He was 100%, Ryland, last year in the spring. 1 for 1, 30 yards, 1 TD, no interceptions. And it looks like in running back, taking the space there, Ryan Black, 15. And this is Lechner, but he goes and he passes near side, and it's caught, and that's Watkins for a big gain and a Glacier Peak first down.
Yeah, I like that play call to start it off. Everybody thinks you're going to run the ball because we know how much Glacier Peak likes to do that. But what do you do when you have a quarterback who maybe doesn't have a lot of varsity experience? Get him a nice, easy throw to start the game, a little play action rollout, just makes a nice, easy, get it out of his hands upfield for that first down.
Torrey Watkins, the senior, you'll see him on defense as well. 1st and 10 now. Gain, and this is the big story. Trey Lechner, the transfer, the junior running back, as you see him. And Shane Keck real excited about him coming to the program.
Yeah, and he is a big boy, 6'2", 210 pounds. My goodness.
So they'll leave it 2nd and short here as Lean hands it again. Lechner, nobody there, and he just bowls over a Panther defender, and he gets another Glacier Peak first down until he's brought down from Mason Orgill.
There's a flag on the play. They were kind of late. I'm not sure what it was. It definitely was behind the play.
And this is obviously the first time now the Panthers, but long time, in fact, original, one of the OGs on the Glacier Peak side, Ryland, Nick Bender. He was the long-time offensive coordinator, worked with Roy Rosenbaugh, you know well, and then took over the head coaching job, then stepped back and was been the OC here. And him and his family, they moved away from the state. And so talking to Shane Keck, he was like, yeah, got a call, said, hey, man, it's been great, I'm moving. So Shane said, hey, Brandon Ha, what are you doing? How about you be the OC who's been around the program?
Yeah, I like what he did this offseason as well, watching 7-on-7.
2nd and 7. Lechner gets the ball one more time. Nobody there. Another first goal.
Just a nice, simple, look like power play right there up the middle. Lechner. A couple of guys on that Snohomish team, I think by the end of the night, they might start making a few business decisions and maybe getting out of the way a little bit.
Watkins, the pride of Gold Creek. Big shout out there. Here it is, back to pass, Lean. He's got a wide open. Did he get it? That is Cooper Jensen, the phenom. They're going to say he did get it. And another Glacier Peak first down inside the 30-yard line for Snohomish. Cooper Jensen, you're all about him.
Yeah, I like Cooper Jensen a lot. He's got a couple of big-time offers. Oregon State was the first one to come in. I mean, typically when you get your first offer from a Pac-12 school, that says you've
1st and 10 now on the Panther 28. Lean and shotgun. Now he's got pressure, and Lean goes down. A big sack there, timely for the Panthers.
Yeah, it looked like Lane Watkins coming in there. We mentioned him earlier, 6'5", 230. Look at it, just beating a double team. That's great. They're blitzing on the outside, but really beat him up in the middle.
44. Caden Alexander also in on the tackle for the Panthers, and that Lane getting the job. There's a rough snap, and that's been an issue in high school football, and he gets tackled there by Kaiden Gaffney. Kai getting into it. We'll see him on the receiver side as well, but that's high school football right there.
Yeah, that's not a mistake that Jacob Erickson makes very often.
No.
He's a real good center. A little undersized, but he's one of the better centers from around the state. And the first thing you have to have for any play to work is that snap, and obviously they did not get it there. And we got a 3rd and a short plane flight here.
Absolutely. It looked like nobody getting their way. All of a sudden stops, as you see big 76 in your picture. That's Emmons, the 6'7", 270-pound.
And just give him a little bit of time off here. You're going to bring him back out when you go back to offense, but you need to just talk to him and have him take a couple of deep breaths. He'll be just fine before this game gets going again.
He's a returning lineman, returning starter, as Sam McAfee does the duty.
I think that might be a face mask here.
As Tyler Kinney, number 9, taking over his older brother there, I think, or relative. Number 9 for Kinney, and here's the punt. Think it was a face mask?
Yeah, it looked like maybe a face mask here right at the end. There, yep, right there.
So the kid's real excited. Real excited. They got the crowd here. It's a pretty full crowd here at Snohomish Veterans. 8:44 left to go here in the first quarter, and this is the first time we will see the Panthers. And Cale Hammer getting the start, the lefty, already committed to play baseball at Gonzaga in Spokane. Here's Hammer back to pass. And it is caught, and that's Gaffney with a nice quick pickup, a gain of 3 or 4.
I like that play call again, just like what you saw there. And if you look at the top of the screen, you see all the space that they have there. Just a real quick hitch, get it out of his hands, pick up a few yards, just get comfortable into the game.
2nd and 6, they'll say, and this one knocked down, and guess who? Number 76, Emmons. And there's a flag down, though. I would guess we're going to see a lot of flags here early on.
Yeah, there was a lot of flags in the game I was at last night for the first half, and then it kind of calmed down after that.
This one will go against the Panthers, and they'll walk them back here. 8:21 left to go in this first quarter. No score. Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer along with you. And Glacier Peak, their first drive, they were just cruising. And then they had a couple bad snaps, a penalty, and they had to punt. And here's Snohomish now, 2nd and 11. This time he hands the ball off, and nothing doing there for Kyle Larson, who was their 2nd leading rusher last year behind Vandergrind.
Yeah, and you see Emmons is going to get in here. Some of the big boys, it just throws the right card. I mean, that looked like me playing with my nephew, you know what I mean? Just kind of chucked him out of the way. But
oh, that's a rough assignment. 3rd and 10 now for the Panthers. And look at Emmons just tossing him around. It's intercepted down the sidelines. Anybody gonna catch him? And that's 22, Reggie Valmonte, who's coming back, got some time last year, the senior. So a first turnover here in Glacier Peak in business in Panther territory.
Yeah, and you see there, that's just a great play by Reggie Valmonte. Just jumps that ball, takes it back the other way. And I'll tell you what, if you're Glacier Peak, you don't like the way that first drive ended, but now you got that momentum back again. Let's see what we can get, maybe a couple of snaps right to our quarterback this time, and we'll go from there.
So they are in business here. Quickly, Riverline and the offense back out for Glacier Peak. 1st and 10 on the Panther 23. Lechner. Well, he doesn't look like he's going that fast. He's kind of just like, but believe me, he's getting some steam, and he gains a good 5 or 6 right off the bat.
Yeah, you can see here, he's kind of letting his H-back tight end there, number 16, it looked like Torrey Watkins, kind of letting him set up that block a little bit. Notice again, the snap was a little bit high. We still got to get it down there, you know, right around the stomach area.
Erickson just excited. That one good. This is also Lechner, right side this time. Gets a big block by Jensen, and it'll get a GP first down as they're still going at it out of bounds, but they're inside the 10.
And I love that. Jensen just getting a little physical when he needs to. You see Watkins out there getting physical. If you're Glacier Peak, the one thing that you probably want to accomplish early is setting that tone and just getting up in their faces, getting more physical than Snohomish, and just kind of beat them down if you can.
Caden Alexander, 44 on the tackle. Lean hands it again, and this is a new Glacier Peak kid. Goes in. Does he get there? I think he's right in front of the line, not quite in. Is Ryan King, and Shane Keck, head coach of Glacier Peak, talked about Ryan King. He was excited. They're going 2nd and goal. King in the backfield. King gets the ball. Touchdown, Grizzlies. Ryan King.
That's exactly what you needed. You just see the 2 big guys on the left side just get in and just pound it down, open that hole, and just dive right in. I mean, not much to it. That is just, you know, classic goal line, old school, our big guys pushing on your big guys, and away we go.
Sam McAfee coming on, and there's some matchup issues for Snohomish on the D line there. They're going to have to make some adjustments here as we've got an injured player. Lots of Friday night lights going on a beautiful day, and he comes off in his own power. That's good to see. Number
looks like
54.
Yeah.
Which is
Braden Ulrich.
It's Braden Ulrich. He's wearing 54 tonight. See, they always got to trick us. Why do they got to do that, Rylan?
That's like when you see the depth chart and it says this guy or this guy or this guy. And it's like, just give us one number for the night. How about that?
I was wondering, you don't want Braden Ehrlich having any issues at all. He is a superstar, and hopefully he's okay. Sam McAfee on. He did the kicking duties in the spring season. The hold is up. The kick is up. And it is good. 6:46 left to go in the first. The Dick Armstrong Cup on STSPN 7-0.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Little podcast. You know, Rylan, you have a podcast as well, Cascadia Preps. We want to make sure we give love to that. I mean, if you got a pair of shoes these days, you probably have 1 or 2 podcasts. Is that fair?
Yeah, and actually I've got about 3 pairs of shoes because I'm going to start doing a couple more podcasts here real soon. So, I've listened to your guys' show a couple of times, and I don't know if that was one of those guys sitting down watching in the front row there.
Oh, was it?
I don't think it was.
Oh, come on now.
The head wasn't big enough to be me.
Well, I don't know. We got to talk to the graphics. We got to talk to the graphics department. We have a lot of fun. It's more of a comedy show than a sports show because there's really not a ton of intelligence going on, speaking for myself. But we have a lot of fun talking about everything. Seahawks, all kinds of stuff. So you can check it out, available everywhere. And the kickoff, McAfee, that'll be taken in. So that is a touchback there for Caden Alexander. So they'll start it for Snohomish, and they got to get something going here for Cale Hammer, who had a couple plays last spring and also even his freshman year got out there a couple times. But he doesn't have a lot of reps. And we were talking to head coach Joey Hammer. There's a lot of Hammers in the world. And his younger brother, the freshman, also wants to be the starting quarterback, apparently.
It's never a bad thing to have a freshman quarterback in your family.
We'll talk about Joey Hammer. He's one of the most coach intense guy. Hammer, this time, he gives it off. No, he doesn't. And he's sacked. And they're saying a fumble, and Glacier Peak has it. Is that correct? It is. Oh, my.
He goes to pull it out and just hit the elbow is what he did there. Great play. It looked like Emmons, and I'm not sure who the other guy is there.
Oh, Snohomish now puts their defense there back to the door. Pressing again, and that is not a great sign for the Panthers, but it is still very early, 6:42 left, but GP now in great position on the 16-yard line. River Lane looks for somebody, nobody. Then he's going to pass it out. He gets it to Claps. Claps almost gets to the 5. There is the ball down at the end of the catch, but it's going to stay GP ball.
Yeah, and he had Cooper Jensen wide open in the front corner of the end zone. Just didn't see him, but more than anything, positive play, picking up yards. That's all you can really ask for right now.
2nd and short here inside, right at the 6-yard line. Up 7-0, first quarter. River gets a good one, Lechner. And he's hit hard, he's cracked. He'll get the first down inside the 5 to maybe the 3. Hard to take down the big fella.
Yeah, it's not an easy guy to take down there. I mean, Ryan Black wasn't any easier, right? But
no.
This is a guy, a little bit taller, a little bit thicker. And if you're Snohomish, you can't just have one body there. You got to have 2, 3, 4 guys at a time trying to take down Lechner.
Caden Alexander on that tackle. They've got Ulrich wide out here. It's kind of an outside linebacker, it looks like. He might be changing. River Lane. Lechner takes a pile, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. And the first one for Lechner Trey Lechner, the junior transfer, he punches it in, and a quick touchdown for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, nothing too special on that play. Just our big boys against your big boys. We feel good about our guys, and they just pound it right down and in. And, you know, that's kind of been Glacier Peak football over the years. They've done a lot of that, and even with those outside receivers and the speed and the size they have on the outside, they're not going to lose that philosophy of being physical inside and running the ball.
Sam McAfee on to kick the PAT. Snap is good, the hold is good. This one's up, and he's getting some quick reps, and it is good. 5:23, 14-0. The Panthers going to get something going here early on.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Back here in a lovely warm evening, September, Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer, and Snohomish trying to figure out something that will work. They just got to hold on the ball. They got to do some basics here, Ryland, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've run 3 offensive plays, have 2 turnovers. I don't care who you are. Snohomish could be playing you, me, and Todd over here, and if they're going to turn it over 2 out of every 3 plays, even we could beat them. I mean, they have to be better with the ball. Both coaches talked about it in pregame. Want to hold on to the ball, want to tackle well. I think they've both tackled fairly well so far, but got to hold on to the ball.
We'll see if they can muster something up. 5:23 left in the first quarter. Just excited to be here with fans and everybody in the building. And Vandergride hasn't even had a chance to get going as they kick it out of bounds. And this will be a touchback. And the Panthers will start at the 20. So, Ryland, you travel around. The schedule of Ryland Spencer here in the fall, I mean, my goodness, do you have a cat or anything? Who feeds him? Because you're never there.
No, you can't really have a cat if you're driving around as much as I do.
They start at the 20. Cale Hammer, this is his first big varsity start of the season. He's got some time here and there as Vandergride in motion, number 3 in red. And they hand it off. And that's number 19, Larson, up the middle. And they're kind of using Vandergride there as a decoy, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think that right there had any option or anything attached to it. That is, we're going to hand the ball off now, and we're going to try to at least sustain a little something here.
Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5. Vandergride again, but there's whistles and flags as looks like a procedure call. And it is, and goes the Panther, and that'll coach kill a coach right there.
Yeah, I mean, when things aren't going your way, the last thing you want to do is inflict pain on yourself, and that's it right there. I mean, you can't even get the play off, and now you go from something manageable there to 2nd and a little over 10.
So this pushes them back now. 2nd and 10 for their own 25. Their own 20 there. There we go. And that's Larson again, and he's brought down, and that is one of the big stars. Isn't that Mr. Fant?
Yeah, Michael Fant, 6'1",
Fant,
215.
yes.
Just a freight train in there, isn't he? I mean, just gets after these guys. He is not afraid to hit you in the mouth, and I mean, he's one of those guys that almost seeks contact at times. He's looking to knock you out on every play.
You gotta put him on the board, don't you, Ryland? I know that's not your area somewhat, but you leave that to Mr. Huffman. But you mix it up a little. 3rd and 13 here, 3:49. We'll talk about that later. And nothing going for the Panthers as that's sniffed out. As Alexander tries to get it, but that then sets 4th and 13 deep in their own territory. They gotta punt it away.
Yeah, some miscommunication there. I don't know if it was the receiver or the running back, but somebody got their lines crossed somewhere along the line. And I mean, I guess if there's a silver lining right there, it's that you didn't turn the ball over.
Cale also doing the kicking duties, the punting duties, and I think it's Jaden Clapp's for Glacier Peak set to receive. He gets that off. It's taken at the 45. Claps. Wrapped up inside the 35. At Glacier Peak, talk about field position. My goodness, this is like a Christmas present.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Snohomish here, you absolutely have to get off the field. You just do. You can't even give up 3 here. You have to get off the field. You have to keep this manageable. I mean, at this point in the game, we are on the verge of it getting out of hand real quick. And you know, Snohomish, you can't do that week 1. You just can't do that, and you can't do that in week 9. I mean, even if it's in the first half here, but we'll see what they get going here.
So they'll start it here. River Lane in his first start varsity fakes the handoff, goes back to pass high, flyer down left hand side, up for grabs, trying to go to Logan Sharzak. That's Sharzak, number 7. We also talked about 6'4", 175, but you got the twin towers between Sharzak and Cooper. That's incomplete though.
Yeah, Lean's got to get that ball out a lot earlier than that. If he throws that ball on time, not only is it behind the defender, but he probably catches him in stride. And yeah, I guess we're not striking up the band because they're the visitors, but it would not have been good there for Snohomish.
2nd and 10, 2:52 left to go here in the first quarter. And you've seen River before. The high snap again, gets it off to Lechner. Lechner met by Erickson right there, and he sticks him. Good defensive play there by the Panthers.
Yeah, I like that. Little guy comes up, doesn't even worry about it, sticks his nose right in there, not afraid to go toe-to-toe with Lechner. And you can see him, you know, guys talking a little bit now. Lechner pointing at the scoreboard and saying, you know, look, we're up 14-0, and you live down the street from me, so let's chill a little bit, huh?
Easy on the smack talk, brah.
Yeah.
2:22 left, leaves him 3rd and 11. And River, we'll talk about him. You saw the Northwest 9, one of the upcoming bright stars here in Wesco around the state. Now he's chased out of the pocket, wants to scoop it, thinks better of it. He almost pulled it off.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move on his part. You know, we've talked about it. They're up 14-0 right now. The last thing they need to do is to turn the ball over and give Snohomish any type of hope. So you hold on to the ball there. Yeah, sure, it becomes 4th down. But it looks like they're going to go for it. But even at the worst, you're punting and they're getting the ball, you know, down inside around the 10. That's a lot better than turning it over and potentially having something go the other way.
So they're still on. A lot of times you see the little quarterback pooch punt here. We'll see if they stick it down. Now, speaking, we always joke about the riverboat gambler, Roy Rosenbaugh. Never saw a 4th down he didn't like. Didn't matter when, where, or how.
Oh, he would have gone for it on that first one that was like 4th and 45.
Shout out to Roe. River goes back, a little screen, they get it to Lechner. Lechner, and he's not gonna get it. Good job by the Snohomish Panthers. That was a big stop. As you said, this thing could have gotten out of hand. So great job by the Panthers.
Yeah, and you know, now if you're Snohomish, you get a little bit of momentum out of that. I mean, that's a good 4th down stop for them. Lechner's got to find a way. On 4th down like that, you can't be seeking contact. You know, you can't be seeking contact like he was. He needs to try to get around some guys there. I don't hate that play call. I will say that. I don't hate that play call because if you're Snohomish, you're probably thinking they're going to try to go a little bit deep there. And, you know, for Glacier Peak, you try to catch them off guard a little bit. And at the very worst, they're taking over at the, 32-yard line here.
That's right, 32, 1st and 10. Braden Ulrich on that tackle as usual. And let's see what Kale can do this time. This is Vandergrind. Not much there, and he's almost for a loss, although they don't really like giving losses in high school football. We've seen over the years. There's a lot of forward progress,
yes.
Rylan.
Yeah, and that's, this not a great matchup so far in the trenches. Snohomish has really not been able to handle the size. And, I mean, you look at the size. Right now, you know, Emmons was starting to come off. He stays on. 79 comes in. He's a big boy, too.
Pass, it is complete to Erickson. And that'll pick up 7 or 8, and that leaves them in 3rd and short here, and that's a good completion.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 1, and that's exactly what you need there. That's just a real easy concept route. He finds his receiver, gets it out of his hands real quick.
Kenny claps on the tackle there. 3rd and 1. Fakes it. Here's Vandergrind. Vandergrind gets just enough and maybe a couple more. And And now Snohomish got a little something going.
Yep, and I like that play by Vandergren right there. He catches the ball on a toss, a little bit outside. He sees the hole right away and says, instead of trying to go outside, I'm just going to go straight forward and pick up that first down.
Trying to get into Glacier Peak territory, 1st and 10. Kale fakes it, now he whips it over, it's caught at the 10, 20. Getting down, he's taken out inside the 10-yard line to Mason Orgill.
I'll tell you what, that is a scary pass if you're an offensive coordinator. He threw it into coverage, but he put it right on the spot in motion. I mean, he didn't have to break stride at all. He caught it, and he was off to the races.
Big, big play. 1st and goal at the 2 for the Panthers. Kale looking out. He sees it. Can't quite pick it off. Just the outstretched hands there of Wyatt Doran, the 6-foot junior.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get Hammer out on the edge. We'll watch it again here. They're trying to get him out on the edge, and what they're doing is they want to make the corner have to make a decision, come up and stop the run, and if he does, you get rid of it. If he stays with the receiver, he just goes right in. Unfortunately, linebacker snuffed it out and came flying in to really make Hammer have to make a decision.
Try again, 2nd and goal from the 2. Vandergrind to the right of 13, Kale Hammer. High snap, get it to Vandergrind, tries to make a move. And again, good reaction there. He's taken down. He'll get a 3rd and goal chance, but Ryan King right there.
Yeah, and you and I were talking to Coach Keck before the game about what do you do to stop Vandergrind? And he said, hey, we got to tackle him. We got to get more than one guy to the ball, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
3rd and goal after the big play. Now there's whistles as Alexander was before the snap. Looks like got going, but no, it's a timeout.
Yeah, Glacier Peak.
Glacier Peak timeout. We will take a timeout as well. 3rd and goal. They can cut it to half. Come on back.
That's their first timeout of the half. Okay, back here we have more royalty in the booth. We'll get to him next. 3rd and goal from the 2. Snohomish trying to cut the lead in half. Fakes it, now goes over the top, it's tipped. Trying to go to Orgill, and King taps it out, and it'll be 4th and goal. What do you do here, Ryland?
Oh, you're going for it. You're 100% going for it. There's no doubt in my mind. This is where you have a play call, and you know when it's, you need 2 yards here, you need a little over 2 yards. 2 yards and about the length of a football here. You have a call for this. You know what you're doing right away.
Gaffney on the far near side. Get it to Vandergrind. Nothing there for Vandergrind. He is eaten up quickly by big 79 Jordan Yandila. 6'4", 295. And boy, that is a buzzkill, if anything, because the Panthers were knocking at the door.
Yeah, it's interesting. You think back to that 3rd down play, and really what they did is they faked it really quickly, and then they threw that ball right over the top, hoping that everybody would come in. Well, this time everybody did come in. Now, if they would have tried to hit him over the top, it probably would have been there. That being said, I go back on that. I would have taken the points.
Oh, wait a minute. You're flip-flopping? Oh, my. There's somebody else I work with a lot who does that. High snap again as they're tucked back in, and Lechner gets him some breathing room across the 10 to the 11-yard line. And boy, isn't Shane Keck real excited, and that's the end of the first quarter. After one, 14-0 Glacier Peak, but
the Panthers show they can have a big play. Come on back for the second. You're watching Friday Night Lights on STSPN. Back here, Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer, and Steve Willits from the KRKO gang hanging out here in the booth for a minute. Good to see Steve, the hardest working man this side of the Pecos. He's the play-by-play radio guy for all the away games for the Everett Aqua Sox here, along with the master ceremonies on the field. If you want a good time, go hang out with him. He does an unbelievable job. We'll get to that story. Liberline, he get it wide open. Sarczak down the sideline. Vandergren, the only one who could catch him. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Oh, my.
All right, Scott, let's go back. You remember that play down here to our left that was almost picked off, and it was dropped. Looked like the same play call. They found the cover 2 defense, so you had the 2 high safeties split to each half of the field. And Mr. 7 there, Sarczak, just goes down the sideline. And what happened this time? Remember what I told you? He gets the ball out on time. That's a touchdown. There it is. Gets the ball out on time, and then it's a foot race.
My goodness.
That was 89 yards in a real hurry.
Yes, I was just going to say, 89-yard touchdown pass.
I would still be running, but he got into that end zone real fast.
And this also makes that unfortunate. The Panthers are right there. They had first and goal from the 2 and not able to knock it in or get anything. They could have cut the lead in half as Sam McAfee gets ready with Koffler, the backup quarterback, holding, and it's up, and it is good. And 11:48, we just started the second, 21-0.
Yeah, there it is. You see it. He's off to the races. Tell you what, look at your guy here. Vandergren is he's booking, ain't he?
He's trying.
Unfortunately, Vandergren's taken 2 steps for every one of his.
He had the angle. He just needed about 30 more yards. He might have gotten him. But there's some unsung heroes, some people, Logan Sarczak coming out. Shane Keck talked about it before, and we asked him, okay, we know who the big guys are. We know who everybody expects. Who are some sleepers? And big number 7, he said, look out for this kid.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about him because we wanted to figure out how to say his last name, and next thing you know, Keck's telling us he's a guy that we want to pay attention to. And, I tell you what, I mean, when you've got, Cooper Jensen on the one side, 6'5", 210. You got Lozen Sarczak, 6'4", 175. I mean, I'm not sure there's a team that has – and then they got the tight end as well. The tight end's a big boy, too, and I can't remember who the tight end is
well,
right
they had Torrey Watkins, who's 6'3".
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got the size in the backfield. I mean, my goodness, there's not too many teams around the state from somebody who pays attention to the state. There's not too many teams that have that much size.
You're gushing over Graham Kapowson, which everybody is, and it's well-deserved.
That's a fun football team right there.
Yeah. But as we've talked before, in a lot of Wesco, Kinko, the 4A, and there's different classifications, but, it's been a while since in a 4A, right, Wesco can go down and really get and challenge a big Kinko team. And so this team, you never know. And they can't get back past Lake Stevens. And so he kicks it off, and it'll be a touchback for Snohomish. Now, still a ton of time. We've seen some big plays for Snohomish back to this game. So if I'm Joey Hammer, hey, guys, we know we can do this. We hit a big one. We just got to punch it in next time. So still way too much time. They can get something going.
Absolutely. If you're looking for anything for Snohomish right now, you want to just kind of gain some consistency. Sustain a drive here, sustain a drive there, build on something. I'm not saying this game's over. This game's far from it. But if you're Snohomish, you just have to kind of slow it down a little bit and get some consistency here.
From the 20, here is Vandergrind, and boy, talk about a marked man. They have Jacob Erickson's there, Fant's there. He is reservation for 6, please.
Yeah. Was it Tupac, All Eyes on Me? I think that's who it was.
He's a popular guy on number 3.
Didn't think I'd be talking about Tupac here on the STSPN broadcast.
You never know. Vandergrind in motion. They hand it to Larson. Larson looking for a hole. Just nothing there. Wrapped up and taken down. And big number 66, he should be. He's fired up. Adam Troxel.
Yeah, Troxel, one of those guys. Only 6 foot 235. Maybe not the biggest guy in the world, but he plays bigger than he is. He's real strong up front, holds his ground, and then just eats him up.
3rd and 5 from their own 25-yard line. Cale Hammer, the quarterback, now trying to get something going. Fakes the handoff to Larson, gets it over, and it's broken up. Nice job there by Valmonte again.
Yeah, he's having a real nice game. I mean, the first offensive play of the game was a quick reception right in front of him. Since then, he's had a pass breakup and an interception that he returned about 40 yards. So, real nice game on his part. He's kind of making a little bit of a statement. You don't want to throw the ball my way.
Trying to go to Doran there, number 4, so leaves him 4th and 5. At this point, he's got to go for it. No, he doesn't. He does the conservative, safe thing. He's probably smart. That's why he's coaching. And it'll roll out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
And look who's there to pick it up.
Vandergrind. I'm telling you, he's a baller. He's in the gym.
Guy never stops. It's a lot of fun.
We got a replay coming up from 5-tool player.
Coming from the back judge, usually that means delay a game. Either that or they got 12 on the field. 11, 12, 12 on the field.
We'll see what they got here. Our referee, Dan O'Neill. It is going to go on the Panthers, adding insult to injury here. This is the 10th Dick Armstrong Cup. For those of you who don't know about Dick Armstrong, I'm sure you can get to the Google machine, but he was a legend. They dominated here for decades under the direction. He's got quite a coaching tree as well. High snap again, but River gets it off, and he's stuffed down by Erickson, and that's number 20, Matt Lilich, who had some time at running back last season as it gets a little chippy at the end of this.
What a great play by number 44, Caden Alexander.
Yes.
Just working over his man. I mean, and he was blocking really well too on the Glacier Peak side. There's a flag. It's going to be something here. Some after the whistle stuff might just go on both sides.
These teams, they share this stadium, Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we flip back and forth. So the spring game, Glacier Peak was the home team. So now Snohomish is the home team on the near side. It's kind of always funny. It's a little weird when you're the home team usually and you're on the far side and everything in the visitor locker room. As we've seen the officials.
Well, that's like down there at Popkini. You got four teams using one stadium. At some point, you're probably going to be a visitor twice in a season, which is always strange. This year, I think Bothell, I could be wrong. I think they might only leave Popkini like once or twice all year.
Well,
personal foul.
Some people.
Yeah, that was on Cooper Jensen out there just getting real active. And I think what he did is he just ran his man right into the bench, and then things carried over. And anytime you block somebody into the bench, yeah, it's about to break loose.
He probably
Something's going to happen.
His boy Sarjak's getting a little too much loving.
Yeah, maybe at this point they need to flip him around there, get the ball to the other side, let Jensen calm down a little bit.
He's like Pac-12 scholarship. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing, Jensen, a lot of people think he's going to be a tight end in college.
Yes.
And he is a big boy, and they look at him, they say, hey, can you put another 35 pounds on him and make him let's put him up to 245, 250, and is he still going to be athletic? That's the key. I think he will be, and I mean, you see him, he's getting nasty over there on the sideline. You attach him to the offensive line there and try to run the ball behind him, I think it'd be just fine.
Not in this formation, but Shane Keck saying before the season, some interviews, that they're going to pull him in a little tighter to get him some looks at tight end, because they think that could be his possible best option at the next level. And now Joey Hammer's not happy. And if Joey Hammer's not happy, he's fired up. There's a personal foul, but I don't know. They're looking at the spot of the ball maybe.
What it is, they got a first down. And so what he wants, I don't think he wants the first down. I think he wants this to be, second or third, whatever it was, and long. But it happened after the play. So after the play, the first down happens and you come back to it here.
Well, now they're going to have to go and they got to look up.
That's what they're asking now.
Yeah, they got to look up the paperwork.
The guy who made the call was the back judge. He's asking the back judge right now, probably asking him. I'm assuming he's asking him, was it during the play, was it after the play, because that's going to change everything.
I don't know if we can play the play again to see where they went out of bounds. Maybe that will help us and the viewers.
Well, and part of the problem becomes also you've already reset the chains to another location, so now you'd also have to figure out where was it last time.
As we're trying to go find that. 10:25 left here in the first half, as we have hit a little lull as we need to administer here, and you'll see the play again. Lilich coming over. And a great tackle there by Alexander, and then there's the activity.
You see it right there down at the end.
At the end,
you saw some bodies get moved down there at the end, and that was what's going on. To me, that's after the play. Hammer's trying to get some trying to figure it out here. Now he's talking to the back judge, which you don't see happen very often.
Now, he is the coach's coach. You just talked to him for maybe 3 minutes, and you can't tell me you were a little fired up. I mean, breakfast at the Hammer House is intense. He's like, it's a competition to see which kid cleans up better.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones where you get down there and you talk to him a little bit, and I'm not sure who's going to run through the wall first, me or him.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, we're both going through. I know that because he's a guy that he can get you fired up.
Oh man, the one heart, I'm buying. Whatever Joey Hammer's selling, I'm buying.
Especially with the burger, right?
Exactly. He's been great. He was great talking to us. He's just Kai Smalley. We talked about it. Legendary. Then the schools, of course, Glacier Peak and Snohomish. Glacier Peak opens up in 2008. And, boy, that was a hit on Snohomish. Mark Perry, great athletic director here, took it. And then Kai Smalley kind of built it, get some kids in the program. And then he's just done a great job, Joey Hammer, in getting the entire program, not only high school, but the youth program, everything kind of back up and built up. And he's done a tremendous job.
Yeah, and that's the biggest key to high school, football in general. Probably high school athletics in general, but really high school football because, you get to 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you want these kids staying together. And, if you're Snohomish, or if you're Glacier Peak. If you're Glacier Peak, you want them bleeding blue, right? You want those guys to be Grizzlies from the time that they're, starting to play football, and you want them to stick in all the way through. And the best teams in the state, when you talk about it, you talk about Camas and you talk about Bothell and, some of these teams that this year, Graham Kapowson. Those Graham Kapowson kids that are seniors this year, they've all been playing together, winning championships since about, 4th, 5th grade. And that's the type of thing that you have to build. And it takes time. And, I think Hammer's doing a great job with it right now.
River Lean, number 5, the quarterback for Glacier Peak. We're finally set to go. It's 2nd and 13. Back to pass is Lean. He's looking left. And he's got a wide open Glacier Peak Grizzly. Number 2. Is that Koppler?
Number 3.
No,
Ashton
number
Olsen.
3. Excuse me, Ashton Olsen.
Yeah, I mean, and that's looked like the exact same play again. Cover 2. As the safety's a little late getting over there. I don't know if the safety is looking at something in the middle of the field that's keeping him there, or if they're just getting the ball out so fast that he can't even get to it.
Taken down.
Now you see here up the top of your
Taylor.
screen, you see 2 guys covering him now.
He is. Lane gets out of it. Now he's going to just take it himself, and he puts the ball, that famous Russell Wilson move, to get that extra yard.
Yeah, that's a smart play right there, too. Just look, big play there. You have all the momentum in the world. Last thing you need to do is make a mistake. And all he did right there is said, you know what, there's nothing there. I'm going to pick up a couple of yards, get out of bounds, hold that ball forward, and see if I can't pick up another one.
So 2nd and 7. on the Panther 28-yard line. Lilich gets the handoff on the left side. He's got a hole, and he'll stretch for the first down, knocked out of bounds on the far side down to the 19.
Yep, keep moving those chains, moving that clock. Now you're in a position where you can do some of this stuff. As long as you keep that clock rolling. I don't want to say it's at a point where you're just, you know what, let's run the ball, run the clock, and get out of here. You're not at that point just yet. But if you are Glacier Peak, this is an opportunity for you to eat up 4 or 5 minutes.
9:56 left in the second quarter. It's been all Glacier Peak this first half so far. Lilich getting the carries right up the middle and gets 5 or 6 as some big time blocking here on the near side.
Yeah, things getting a little chippy there. Jacob Erickson and Kaiden Gaffney just kind of getting into each other a little bit there. You know what, though? That's a play that it didn't look like there's any ill will. They weren't trying to hurt each other or anything. It was just 2 guys getting after it.
2nd and 7. River not trying to do too much. Fakes the handoff. Now looks. Tucks up and he'll go down, and it's Ulrich. And Ulrich wants a little love from the stands. The 2-time All-Conference says, come on now.
Yeah, and you see that was almost a little bit of a delayed blitz. He was 4 or 5 yards off the line and just comes flying in there and just makes a play. That's the type of things you needed right there. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
Snohomish looking for something. They had a big play. 1st and goal at the 2. They couldn't knock it in. It could have been a big momentum changer. Here's still the high snap. River rolling into the near side. Looking, nothing there. Finally gets rid of the last second, and he signs Torrey Watkins inside the 10 to the 8. And he'll give Glacier Peak a first down. That's some quarterbacking.
Tell you what, you mentioned Russell Wilson on the sticking the ball out. This looks a little bit like Russ as well, right? Get to the sideline, keep your eyes downfield. That's the key when you're on the move as a quarterback. Keep your eyes downfield. And then what happens? He stands there, gets rid of the ball, and absolutely gets punished.
Lilich gets the handoff left side, and he's pulled down there, just crosses maybe to the 2. Good job by the Panthers.
Another little bit of a high snap. I mean, that time, you know, not a real sharp snap, but Erickson looks to me, being a guy that played some center, looks to me like he's got his butt a little high right as he snaps the ball. And I mean, if somebody's watching, you know him, maybe let him know.
2nd and goal from the 3. High snap again. River just takes it and runs, trying to make something out of nothing, and Ulrich says no. Same thing with Alexander, Caden Alexander, and that's what the Panthers need. They need a big play.
Yeah, you're looking for different positives. And again, his butt was a little high on that snap, and man, oh my goodness, he got into him there. And yeah, you don't like to see your quarterback go down like that if you're Shane Keck.
Caden Alexander, the 6'2 junior, he's coming out tonight. He's got some big sticks. 3rd and goal from the 6. Fakes the handoff. Now it goes over to Claps. Claps tries to go inside. Stretches, but he will not get there. He gets down to the 1 or 2, 1.5 maybe, and it'll set up a 4th and goal here from the 2.
Great effort there by Claps. I remember Jaden Claps when he was about 7, 8, 9 years old. He used to come to some of the camps that we were running back in those days. It could be 95 degrees out. We could run a 2-hour camp, and at the end of it, that kid still had more energy than anybody else. It was unbelievable.
Snohomish with a timeout. We will take one as well. Let's take a look at our Snohomish seniors.
Lane Watkins, 6'5", 230, O-line, D-line.
Kaiden Gaffney, 6'1", 170, wide receiver and linebacker.
Connor Johnson, 5'11", 185, wide receiver, linebacker.
I'm Manny Flores, 6 foot, 210 pounds, and I'm a left end and left guard.
Braden Ulrich, 6 foot, 200 pounds, linebacker.
Brady Learman, 6'6", 295 pounds, O-lineman, D-lineman.
Joshua Vandergrind, 5'8", 170, running back.
Skylar Lloyd, 6'4", 310, left guard.
Austin Heeman, 6 foot, 260, defensive line.
Kyle Hansen, 5'10",
150, wide receiver.
Here we go. 4th and goal on the 2. Little strategery. Ashton Olsen way out, far side. Lechner trying to pound in, and he's not. He's still on his feet. And the Snohomish Panthers come up big with their old teammate, and they are loving it.
Yeah, I can't see who that is in there, but my goodness, he came in and he said, we're going toe-to-toe, big boy, and they did it. That's a huge stop for Snohomish. Obviously, they've now got, about 99.5 yards to go here, but you had to have something like that. Now you just got to worry about getting out of your own end zone.
Big, big stop. 6:37 left to go in this first half. Orgel is in there. Gavin Maynard clapping to his old teammate. And we'll see what Cale Hammer can do. He fakes it, passes it quickly, incomplete, trying to get to Vandergrind. And King's all over him, and there is a flag.
Yeah, that's a pretty late flag. Looked like he was on him a little bit. We'll see here.
Oh, he had his arm on him.
No, that's a good call.
Vandergrind says, thank you very much. Defensive pass interference. DPI will look forward to seeing a lot of that in the National Football League.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Seahawks back end, about their cornerbacks, safeties? Well, the safety's good, right? How do you on the corners?
When Trey Flowers is one of you guys in your two deeps, I don't feel too happy about the depth. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We saw DJ Reed really take some steps last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shaquille Griffin's gone. I don't know. They got some things they got to figure out. I don't know about the young man they traded for, the former Husky.
Sidney Jones?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not sure about that one, but you know what? One thing I know, Pete and John always seem to put a good team on the field, don't they?
They do. That's a massive call and gets them out of hot water here for the Snohomish Panthers, which they need desperately here early on. Cale looking to his right. It's tipped, but it's caught by Vandergrind. Got a little room, but quickly 3 or 4 white jerseys on him, but a nice pickup, a gain of 8.
So I'm a little confused here. It's a 15-yard penalty. How did the ball get out to the 21-yard line from the 1? They gave him a 20-yard 20-yard penalty on that one.
That's math beyond my major, as we have an injured.
That referee did not go to the Snohomish School District. I can tell you that one.
Yeah, we've got a injured player, Glacier Peak. Hopefully it's just a cramp or something like that. Looking to my right to Todd Elvig if we're going to stay here or take a break.
He's got it all queued up, all kinds of different things.
All kinds of stuff. The wheels are flying there. He's spinning the dial.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Mr. Troxel gets off. Glad he's okay. 6:09 left to go. Panthers 2nd and 3 from their own 29-yard line, looks like. So, Rylan, you have a lot of pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, a lot of spreadsheet action when you come out with the the well-received, always anticipated Cascadia Preps rankings and staying in the 4A. Obviously, we talk about Graham Kapowson, but the big news, like we talked about a little bit in the pregame, you got Lake Stevens at 10, GP at 8. Let's talk about that after this play. Kale gets it out. Orgill has had a good night. He's just taken down, but a big gain and a Panther first down. They'll get out to the 39.
You see this real quick hitter, just blocked very well. Of course, your guy maybe could have got a hold call there on Vandergrind, but I tell you what, get it in the hands of your playmakers, and right now that's the guy making the most plays.
So Monty on the tackle. You'll get some reprieve here from rankings. Kale hands it off. Larson. And Torrey Watkins meets him after a gain of 3 and puts it down.
Yeah, real good blocking up front. Just open a big hole and don't try to go too crazy. Just pick up positive yards.
Now they're going fast. Trying to get some rhythm here. Kale Hammer. The 13, the quarterback. Vandergrind in motion. Get it to him on the sweep. Can he lose him? Has to cut back. Loses 2 tackles, 3 tackles, adjusts his helmet, crosses the 50 into Glacier big territory, and that's Vander Feisty I was telling you about.
Tell you what, I mean, you see it here. He just keeps his legs moving. One guy want to watch here. Look all the way at the top, 76. Watch Austin Emmons just continue to run with this play. He's going to be the guy that ends up making the tackle all the way from the other side of the field. Unbelievable.
Great effort by Emmons.
I tell you what, I don't even think he was down. He ended up sitting on top of Emmons.
And there is the face mask we saw.
They had to.
Vandergrind.
Had to face mask him to take him down.
Not only does he keep his speed, he's multitasking, adjusting his helmet.
Tweeting the scores.
I was going to say, he could have had a
he
couple texts in there. Big play here for Snohomish. 5:22 left to go in this first half. Just looking for some positivity, and that's a timeout by head coach Shane Keck. And we'll be back to see how this one unfolds right after this.
Introducing Cord, the new recruit. Our Seattle area plumbing company just keeps on growing. Every day, every job, every person is a champion on our team. How we support each other to support our customers is changing the game.
Hey, Gene Johnson Plumbing and Heating, Corey here. How could it possibly be this great to work for a plumbing company? Gene Johnson Plumbing really sets the bar. They are trend setting the nation for a plumbing company. My wife, for the first time in years, wants to bake and cook for my team. Gene Johnson Plumbing is my new plumbing home away from my own. And I will stand by that until I retire. I'm happy.
Experience respect, pride, and appreciation for doing great work.
The lights. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Snohomish Panthers. Getting some mojo going. Kale Hammer has to get rid of it, and he just throws it out of bounds, going for Wyatt Doran.
He gets up. He's not backing away there, but smart play on his part. You're getting rushed from your right side, roll to your left, and just get rid of it as quickly as you can.
Kyle Larson does a little wardrobe work there. 2nd and 10, 5:18 now left to go in this first half. Larson to the right, 2nd leading rusher after Vandergrind last year as they bunch up here in trips to the near side. Kale gets it over to Larson. Larson runs right in to a brick wall, otherwise known as Mr. Emmons.
Yep, and that's not exactly probably a real position of strength or an angle of strength, if you will. Emmons is just too big for number 53 there. I mean, he ends up on his back, but
So
kind of did it himself.
We'll get to Mr. Emmons here in a minute. 3rd and 10. Got Vandergrind going a little bit. He steps back to pass, and Hammer has to just get rid of it, looking for Orgill. But he was getting chased.
Yeah, and that's a smart move on his part. Throw it as far as you can. The general idea is, maybe not a good one here because you got cars on the other side, but the idea is if you don't have anybody open, throw it to Grandma. Throw it up in the stands and just, let her catch it and Go play fourth down instead.
Austin Emmons, to the glee of Snohomish, is taking a breather. So 4th and 10. If you're Snohomish, it'd be real nice to get one here. Kale hanging in, got time, goes deep, and the receiver stopped, and he didn't intercept it. Smart play there by Ashton Olsen.
That is a really, really smart play. I'm going to tell you what, I've seen probably close to 500 football games in the last 10 years. I've never seen a kid do that, ever. I mean, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I mean, Ashton Olsen, I don't know what was going through his head, but that is, I don't know if that's good coaching. I don't know what it is. That's unbelievable.
That's a high GPA, baby.
Yeah. If that kid's not a 4.0, then nobody is. I mean, that's unbelievable right there.
Oh, so the Panthers had some mojo going. They had a nice drive, and it is stalled once again. Still nothing up on the board, 21-0 with 4:34 left to go. And now Riverline gets back to work, and Lechner on the far side. He's got one touchdown. Some room. Another GP first down before he's brought out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, you watch Austin Emmons again, he gets upfield. I think he got up on your guy Ulrich there, and he just gets into him, and he's really just moving his feet. This is a huge season for a guy like Austin Emmons who...
Yeah, who's talking? What's the chatter out there?
I believe his only offer at the moment, I want to say, is Montana Tech, an NAIA school in Butte, Montana, but that's a kid with just his size alone looks Division I.
Fakes the pass, lean now, drops it over to Torrey Watkins, and he's dropped by Mr. Ulrich. Oh no, Torrey Watkins, oh no. Oh, the pride of Gold Creek.
Yeah, and you see it there.
Hopefully he's okay. He's also very strong on the basketball court.
It doesn't look like it was anything malicious, but what that was it almost looked like he continued to roll while the other guy was there, and that happens at times.
Shane Keck comes out, such big promise, had a touchdown last the spring season here, and I remember this kid, again, his father is the reason really I'm here, actually. Big shout out to Darren Watkins, who my kids we were playing sports together, and his daughter.
You mean here as in on STSPN? I was that's not your dad, is it?
No,
okay.
no. Who got me connected with Todd Elvig, the 5-tool player, and why I'm actually been doing this for, 11 years now, Todd? Talking Elvig into all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, 12 seasons. We'll put it on the chart. So you just hate to see that. Hopefully Torrey's okay. He's had such a big night already tonight, and
looking for his mouthpiece that's in his face mask.
Yeah.
You know, he's walking there. Obviously, his left leg, he's not moving it, but
he's a senior, 6'3". Back to your story about Emmons, about the getting some love. And yeah, I mean, usually that kid with the size that he has, but he's putting down some good tape. Tonight's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't teach 6'7". You know, you can't coach it, and that is a big kid. He's got long arms. The thing I want to see out of him this year is I just want to see him realize he's the biggest guy on the field.
Yeah.
I want to see mean. I want to see nasty. I want to see blocking 10, 15 yards downfield, and that's what he's doing so far.
Well, coming in for him is number 69, and the handoff from the Panthers right on that one as we're getting down 4 minutes left to go in this first half. Lechner now gets up a little gingerly. Loss of 1. Panther defense stepped up and kept him out of the end zone on the last drive. So called to action here one more time.
Tell you what, if I'm Glacier Peak, I might look to the end zone here with Jensen at the bottom of the screen.
Yes, 2nd 11, single coverage. They hand it off to Lechner. Lechner right up the middle, and he'll push through to the 31. And a couple of kids slow getting up.
Yeah, almost everybody's getting slow to get up over there. Looks like me trying to get out of bed in the morning.
That's Cox, number 63. Hope he's okay. Baxter, 6'3", junior. They got a lot of these big kids, Ryland. They're not seniors.
Yeah, no, they have some real size and some definite promise, that's for sure.
They're still wearing the hand-me-downs. They haven't quite gotten to senior. 3rd and 8 here. Riverline back to throw. Now dumps it down to Lechner. Lechner met quickly there by Caden Alexander.
Yeah, Caden Alexander, hit first, ask questions later.
Yes.
My goodness. He is not afraid to get in there. You see him coming in with his man, and then he pulls off of it and then just comes in, lays a little bit of the lumber. And Lechner was not expecting him to be there because early on he was running inside to go with the receiver.
Offensive coordinator knew Brandon Ha is, again, not a lot of experience calling plays during a game. We talk about a lot of Shane Waldron, the OC, new one for the Seahawks. He's never called a real game at the NFL level. Well, Brandon Haas get a nice inauguration tonight as they look at 4th and 7 here with the clock ticking. And they are taking their time.
Yeah, I think they're going to let it go all the way down. You'll see the back judge, if we can pan to the right at all. You can see the back judge just put his hands up, or his hand up in the air. So you're getting down to the end now. There's Keck calling a timeout.
So just 2:08 left. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on STSPN right after this.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer. We got to go through your rankings, Ryland. We just haven't had time to get to it.
Yeah, no controversy, nobody mad at me.
We got to talk about number 8, Glacier Peak, number 10, Lake Stevens. We want to know why. 4th and 7 here for Riverline. Fakes the handoff, looks up some confusion, gets it over, and it's just out of the hands of Cooper Jensen. A low pass, he couldn't hang it on, and Snohomish will get the ball here with 2:02 left to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he would have had the first down here. Let's see. If he would have held on to it, it would have been close. I think
been real
maybe
close.
He would have had it, but yeah, great defense there, and here we go again. Now you got a little over 2 minutes left. No 2-minute warning in high school football, but a little over 2 minutes left. Let's see what they can do here.
21-0.
And they do have 2 timeouts as well.
Larson to the right of Cale Hammer. The lefty looks over, and it's complete to number 4, Wyatt Doran, the junior, and they got to hurry up.
On the bottom of the screen there, you see how much space they're giving to the wide receiver.
Valmonte.
Lots of space. You take those quick ones any time of the day.
Confusion there for Glacier Peak. They hand it off to Larson in the middle. He got a nice lane, and he's tossed over the 40 to the 41. And Kyle Larson's ready to go. Put it down. Let's go.
Now we got some real tempo here from Snohomish. They're feeling real good about this drive.
Clock ticking. Hammer. Trying to toss it. He gets a nice play to Larson. He's stuck by Valmonte. How you doing?
My goodness. Great play by Hammer, actually. You see right there, he wanted to throw, but he waited. Then he got rid of it, and
Valmonte gets off the block and introduces himself.
It was John Madden used to say, where'd that truck come from, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness. Heck of a first half by Del Monte. Getting my guys mixed up here.
That's right. Reggie Valmonte, the 5'9" senior. Boy, he's got some punch as we have a flag, and I guess that's going to get called on Valmonte. Is that what's happening?
If it is, I'm quitting. That is not a penalty right there.
Sarah, how are you in color commentary?
I have to multitask, do the camera and the color at the same time.
Cale goes back on the right side, trying to go to Orgill, incomplete, and Gabe Russell, number 1 out there for Glacier Peak, the junior. And so 2nd and 10 here with $1:15 left to go in this first half. 21-0 been all Glacier Peak in the 10th version of the Dick Armstrong Cup. And there's whistles before they get the snap off, so
I think it's going to go on the defense. That might be an offsides call.
Our referee, Dan O'Neill, the white hat. Discussing all things. And there it is.
High school football, you're not allowed to jump at all on the defensive side. If you jump off sides, there is no give the guy a chance to get back onside. You are automatically flagged for it.
So brings up now 2nd and 5, helps out the Panthers there with 1:15 left to go here in the first half. Trying to get on the board. Larson to his right, pitches it to Larson. Larson has a little bit of space, breaks through a tackle, gets a Panther first down to the 25.
I like this. I think they might have known what Cooper Jensen was going to do on that play. They knew that he was going to cut inside. So if they pitch it out and around him and just get going, I like the way he just took the ball, Larson, and just gets upfield.
Under a minute to go at the snap. And this time, Lechner takes his old... As he calls timeout. Boy, they read that book before it came out. Do you think Lechner knows the playbook? Timeout. We'll break away again. Friday night with people in the stands right here. Glad you're with us on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop.
Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer. I have a list of like many questions, Ryland, that we have to get to, but we haven't quite gotten there. As the Panthers here with 50 seconds left, 2nd and 15.
I don't think he was inbound.
Doran, excuse me, Wyatt Doran.
Let's take a look at it.
They're going to call it a catch. We'll take another. Panthers are fired up. Tough to see that person on the sideline.
Yeah. Somebody get that guy off the field.
1st and goal from the 7. Larson gets down to 5, then he's pushed back. And great lacrosse player as well. Another tall kid. 2nd and goal from the 5. Kale looks, thinks about it. Now he's going to sneak up. Jersey's tagged. Does he get across? No. Oh my, that looked real close. We don't have our pylon cam up yet. Maybe later in the season.
Looked like Wilkinson again coming in there and stopping it from becoming a touchdown.
Our pylon cam is in, it's on order. Just like everything. Rankings, we got a lot of questions that we need answered there.
I got nothing for you.
We got all kinds of high school celebrities in the building. Maybe we'll reach out to Steve Willett's agent, see if we can get him down here. And we'll stick around here for halftime. We got some great funny bloopers. If you didn't follow STSPN on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, you should check that out. We'll do it at halftime. And also, Ryland, you take the ownership here of our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game that'll come up afterwards. And in these times, not sure we'll get an interview like usual, but it is important to notify our Adrenaline Fundraiser Player of the Game. If you had to name it right now, Ryland, anybody sticking out as we get 3rd and 1 here with 12 seconds left to go?
I don't know. Maybe the receiver, maybe Austin Emmons. I like the way Emmons has played tonight.
There you go. Vandergrind now to the left. Right there. He peels out. Hammer tries to throw it in the middle. He falls down. Does he catch it? Doan catches it! Oh, my! Wyatt Doran, excuse me!
Kill Hammer on to attempt the extra point. Eight seconds to go as Glacier Peak 21. Stohs on the board with 7. Set to kick off with Kill Hammer. Pre-snap offsides on the kick. Hammer will try again from the 35-yard line. Seconds left on the clock. Kill Hammer with the quarterback keeper. That's the end of the first half. Glacier Peak Grizzlies 21, Snohomish Panthers 7. Fans, a reminder, no spectators allowed on the track or the field at any time tonight. And no fans on the field or track after the game as well.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Plumbing technicians and apprentices. Working together, learning together, masters of the craft, passing on their skills and knowledge for the trade.
I'm Gene Jr., and we are growing fast. As one of the senior techs, I really enjoy
Teach and learn valuable skills that can support your life, family, and dreams.
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm an apprentice, and I like to learn from all these different plumbers. I want to be a plumber provide a good lifestyle for myself and for my future dreams.
Big shout out to the Snohomish High School marching band. Directed by George Burton.
Introducing Corey, the new recruits. Our Seattle area plumbing company just keeps on growing. Every day, every job, every person is a champion on our team. How we support each other to support our customers is changing the game.
Hey, Gene Johnson Plumbing and Heating, Corey here. How could it possibly be this great to work for a plumbing company? Gene Johnson Plumbing really sets the bar. They are trend setting the nation for a plumbing company. My wife, in the first time in years, wants to bake and cook for my team. Gene Johnson Plumbing is my new plumbing home away from my own. And I will stand by that until I retire. I'm happy.
Experience respect, pride, and appreciation for doing great work.
Halftime here, 21-7. The Dick Armstrong Cup, 10th edition here. Scott Ohsman, Ryland, Spencer with you. We got, wish we had stats, but we don't. But what we do have is we have some great clips of the Glacier Peak seniors. Or are you going to go Snohomish first, Todd? We'll do Glacier Peak seniors, and this is good stuff.
Ashton Olsen, 6 foot, 175, wide receiver, DB.
Torrey Watkins, 215, 6'3", tight end, inside backer. Luke Anderson, 195, 5'11", defensive end and left guard.
Caleb Koffler, 5'11", 165, quarterback, DB.
Jaden Claps, 6 foot, 175, wide receiver, DB. Ryder Wilkinson, 6'4", 200, wide receiver, safety.
Matthew Lilick, 5'10", 185, running back, DB.
Michael Fant, 210, 6'1", inside linebacker.
Austin Emmons, 6'7", 270, offensive tackle, defensive tackle.
Matthew Mitchells, 5'9", 175, offensive guard and defensive end.
Jack Fullerton, 155, 5'9", wide receiver, DB.
Reggie Valmonte, 5'7", 170, wide receiver, DB.
Grayson LaFleur, 5'11", 200 pounds, outside linebacker and tight end.
Connor Putt, 6'1", 210 pounds, offensive tackle, defensive end.
Spencer DeHaan, 5'9", 160, running back and outside linebacker.
Jacob Erickson, 6'1", 205, center and DN.
Luke Owen, 6 foot, 170, center, inside backer.
Anthony Guerrero, 6'2", 250, right tackle and defensive tackle.
Chase Cumming, 5'4", 155, running
machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Well, actually, it was over on the scoreboard.
Ticking away, 1:53 left in this one. 4th and 5, the pitch to Wong. Wong has the first down and a few more. Spins out of a tackle, still on his feet. Now
Look at
going
that.
horizontal. Now vertical.
Look at that.
Wong to the 40. Finally.
Oh, and he's horse collared. Throw it. You got to throw a flag. That was clear as day. You got to throw a flag on that.
AJ
And
North.
he's hurt too. That horse collar was clear as day. I've never seen a horse collar so clear as that. Oh,
There's
finally.
the flag.
Like 2 minutes later, they throw the flag. And Kainoa's hurt, I think.
Kainoa is trying to be stretched out by Branson
Jeez.
Corwin. And I'll tell you what, Coach K down there, it's going against Coach K, who is absolute
horse collar on that. That was the most blatant horse collar I've ever seen
we're listening.
in my
I can
life,
hear
and they don't
Tim
call
Boyle
it. And there was 2
going
refs
nuts. That
right
call
there.
still haunts us.
Unbelievable.
Long right in front of you. Let's just hope Kainoa is okay.
And I tell you
that
what,
was-
that just gave Kainoa player of the game for me. No run right
that's
there. And he had a couple other big runs.
Kainoa has been huge. 7 carries, 32 yards.
So he must be
Scott
more
Armstrong, Ryland Spencer with you. As we head into this interesting game. But let's talk a little about your rankings, right? You got Graham Kapowski and Gonzaga Prep, Bothell. I mean, it's pretty standard issue, I would say, maybe. I don't know, from afar. Did you, and if you want to hear the long version of this, you can check out his podcast, Brandon Huffman there, Cascadia Preps, where he tells the logic. But why Lake Stevens is so low at 10 and Glacier Peak at 8, and Glacier Peak hasn't beat Lake Stevens, nor has anybody else in the last
And frankly, in the past, we kind of knew who those next guys in line were. And now, obviously Jaden Lamar and, Drew Carter, quarterback Grayson Murin, who I think a lot of people like. But, especially on the offensive line, they don't return a whole lot. Very inexperienced up front. We all know that they're going to probably be strong and be a good team. But, look, they're going to come into week 3, play O'Day, the team that I have at number 1 in 3A, and the fact of the matter is I don't think it's a good matchup for Lake Stevens. O'Day, I think, probably wins that game. So if we're going into week 4 and we're talking about a team that's 0-1, it's kind of interesting at that point. What I mean?
See, now that made sense to me when I heard you lay it out like that, which is again, new territory here where a team comes in and they can't play the first 2 weeks. I mean, what a scheduling nightmare that is.
There's a lot of teams dealing with that right now. It's
not
just like
it's involved in youth sports and has to deal with it. And just, you don't think about all the different pieces of the complex puzzle here of facilities and people and there's just a lot of things. You look at the Panthers, happy to have the cheerleaders, happy to have somebody to cheer to. Great job there. Our cameraman Martin always killing it as Joey Hammer's trying to light a fire here and get the Panthers going and make this game interesting if they can cut the score here 21-14, or even a field goal, actually. Just get some more points on the board.
Well, maybe they should have taken the points earlier in the game, moved the ball, I guess, on that drive. But myself, I'm aggressive in that manner anyway. One of the things for Snohomish on that drive is you got to remember, Glacier Peak was really taking it to him at that point of the game.
Yeah.
And so what would 3 points have done for you? You know what I mean? Not a whole lot compared to what you would feel as if you punched it in and got 7 out of it. So I can't fault them for that call. It could be 21-10 instead of 21-7 at the point, but you know what? They're getting the ball right now. If they can go down and get some points on this drive, you start feeling really, really good if you're Snohomish.
Kai Gaffney back to receive for Snohomish, along with Orgill. Orgill's had some nice runs, some nice plays tonight. Sam McAfee will kick it off here as Glacier Peak in the visiting whites, or the home whites, depending on how you look at it. And here we go. That's going to be out of bounds, and there's a flag. And check that. That was Matthias Williams, 21, back there to receive, not Orgill. So let's see what the Panthers can do here. They have an up and down. They've had some big plays. Cale Hammer, some time. Vandergrind on the near side. Larson getting most of the work at running back so far as they start at their own 35-yard line. Cale gets it right to Vandergrind. Vandergrind makes a move on the sideline, cuts it up. And Vandergraat takes 4 or 5. He'll go across the mid-stripe into Glacier Peak territory.
If you can go back and show the beginning of that one, probably not. Michael Fant, instead of making a play on the tackle, he decided to get up in the blocker, and that really opened things up.
Ryder Wilkinson with the tackle. Larson. And good to see Torrey Watkins back in the ball game. Number 16 in white on the tackle. He was shaken up here in the first half. Panthers going fast. 2nd and 7. And Vandergraat still on his feet. First down and more, down to the 31. And he likes the first down.
You know, that was one of those ones that was kind of interesting. He didn't really do a whole lot. He just kind of moved his feet, just a couple of steps here, you know, doing the Charleston or something, and just kind of gets out of the way and gets back upfield.
1st and 10. Larson in the backfield now again. Gets it to Larson. Larson takes care of the ball, and he's met by Fant. But he'll get another 3 yards, Ryland, and just chipping away at it.
Yeah, I like the way this little Larson guy here. I like the way he runs the ball. If you notice, he doesn't make too many bones about it. He sees the hole and he just goes. One of the other things is, if you notice, he's always falling forward for an extra yard.
2nd and 7. Kyle Larson Jr. gets the handoff on the left side. Tries to break 1 tackle. And 3rd and 5.
I see Larson kind of limping off the field a little bit. That had car accident written all over it when they were coming there to meet in the hole.
So Vandergraat takes his spot over. Orgel in the slot, Gaffney in the near side, and they fake it. Is it intercepted? It is! Oh my, trying to go. Oh my goodness, trying to go to 44, Caden Alexander, and Matt Lilich gets the INT and stops it for the Panthers. They had a great drive going.
Yeah, and you see there it was an RPO. He pulls it out, gets rid of it really quick.
So a costly turnover as Lechner, though, he's going nowhere but backwards. See where they give him there. It was a tough toss, a tough snap again by Erickson. A little high, but he brings it down. And
the 2 big boys are really getting going now with Brady Learman and Lane Watkins. You know, they're just kind of teeing off a little bit. That's what they did right there. And if you're Snohomish, that's how you're going to stay in this game. And they've kind of leaned on the defense a little bit for the most part.
2nd and 15 now. Riverline goes over, trying to get to Watkins. Nobody there. And lucky that one didn't get intercepted. Gavin Maynard there, number 11, pulling up a little hobbled here.
Yeah, maybe Watkins might be a little happy that one wasn't completed, because your guy Caden Alexander was really coming in to lay a licking on that one.
And here comes Maynard, has to get off the field. Snohomish, every time they get something going, they just run it out.
You get off the field here, though, you feel good. I mean, you never want to have an interception on the first play of the first drive of the half. But if you can get off the field here, you start feeling a lot better about it.
That's a late substitution for Snohomish. Fakes it. Riverline, he's got trouble. He gets it over. It's caught, but he is put down right away by Kai Gaffney. Catch by Cooper Jensen, and he's going low. Does he not know Cooper's 6'5"?
Yeah, and you know what? That's a great play by Gaffney there. He just gets around his blocker, and my goodness, I mean, if you're Glacier Peak, you have to be really disappointed that you weren't able to at least get a first down, something, sustain a little bit of a drive, and you know you have these guys on their heels again, and that defense is just stepping up.
So here we go, Sam McAfee in his own end zone to punt. See if he gets a cleat. Vandergrind there to receive, has to go back. Great punt by McAfee, pushes him back to the 45. And Vandergrind's going to go down there. Good coverage. Kinney on the tackle. Good punt. Rare seeing really nice punts by McAfee.
Yeah, and
by high school players.
The best thing that he did there was he kicked it away from him. Don't kick it right at him. Kick it away from him. I'll tell you what, if Vandergrind, he's one of those guys. There's no way he's calling a fair catch. There's no way he's letting. He's like a little bit like Joe the Toad Jarzink if you go back to the old Huskies.
The old Huskies. Yeah, he's fearless.
Yeah, only thing he doesn't do is kick extra points, right?
Cale Hammer trying to do it again here. And it's Vandergrind, and you see Vandergrind, and there's some pushing and shoving there. There's some talking. Most of these kids know each other because they grew up to each other.
And if you notice, Austin Emmons isn't in there on defense right now.
No, I just saw that.
They're really getting some bigger holes with that offensive line. They're kind of chugging along now.
2nd and 2. Pass, it's going to be incomplete.
That's a pass they got to have right there. That's a little simple pitch and catch. Got to have that one.
And Doran trying to make another spectacular catch. He made the touchdown catch, which was great. How did he get his elbow under there? 3rd and 2, meanwhile. Hammer gets it to, fakes it now, and Hammer will cross the 40 and get a big Panther first down.
Great work by the camera op down there, Martin Stohs.
There he goes.
Staying with it. He pulls it out there. Had to pull it out or else the poor running back was going to get killed. But
we needed Martin back when we played Bellevue 3 times a year. This time Vandergrind can't slip out of Cooper Jensen's hold, so he's playing big on defense too.
Yeah, Jensen's one of those guys with his length and with his aggressiveness. You really like to be able to play him there. Now it does look like we got all the big boys there on the defensive line.
2nd and 10, Baxter Cox there on the tackle as well. Kale going deep right side. Gaffney catches it. Touchdown, Panthers! What a catch by Kai Gaffney!
Oh my goodness, we're watching it again here. Gets back and just uncorks it. Gaffney goes up, fights for the ball. They always tell you to go up and get it at the highest point you can. Fight for it. That's exactly what he did. Touchdown, and we really got ourselves the ball game now.
Shout out to his Uncle Dan if he's watching or listening. And the Gaffneys, and that's what Snohomish needed.
I don't know if Hammer could throw a ball even another 6 inches. He let that one go about as far as he could. Great play on the outside.
Wyatt Doran the hold for Cale Hammer. And it's blocked! And that'll whistles a blow. Oh my, that could be huge down the road. 21-13. A 39-yard toss, though, as you see the block punt.
Yeah, it looked like Logan Sarzak getting in there. Coming off the edge hot and just diving, laying out, and blocking that extra point.
But Snohomish came out a blazing, had the INT, and persevering there, coming out with a nice drive with a huge 39-yard TD catch by Kai Gaffney.
Yeah, you got to give these guys a lot of credit. Give the coaching staff a lot of credit for you're down 21-0. Things could go south really, really fast when that happens. And they didn't. They kept mentally tough. They stayed in the game, and they've just kind of chipped away at it. And, you know, they've hit a couple of big plays here or there. And I'll tell you what, you start putting Glacier Peak in a position where they thought they were going to run away with one, and now they got to get back up on the horse and ride.
And the Snohomish defense has been tremendous.
Yeah.
In keeping them in this ball game and giving the offense multiple attempts to get back in it, and that's exactly where we are with a blocked PAT as Cale Hammer. He makes the lunches, drives the bus, does it all with the hammer. Yeah. He's the kickoff guy. He's everything.
Filling up the water bottles when he gets off.
Back to receive. Oh, and it's a fumble down there, but he picks it up. And it's number 1, Gabe Russell. He skips out of that. He's still on his feet. Russell wants some more time on the gridiron.
I'll tell you what, that's something that happens a lot on kickoffs. If there's a fumble, if there's, the ball's bouncing around, guys start to lose their lanes, and before you know it, you've got the ball close to midfield.
Well, it looked like trouble there. Gabe Russell, as we have a Snohomish Panther out of your frame that is down on the play.
And Evans limping off the field as well. A couple of guys banged up.
Boy, they are going 100% out here. Well, they tend to him. We'll take a quick break. 21-13. If you fell asleep or thought this one was getting away, get on back on the horn, STSPN.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Here we go. River Lean trying to come over. Here's Lechner, the former Snohomish Panther. And the Snohomish defense comes in fast and hard. And I tell you, Ulrich there and Alexander, Caden putting it on.
Yeah, I don't know how many tackles Caden Alexander has tonight, but it's gone past probably my two hands, so I don't know if I can count any further.
6:55 left to go in this third quarter. 10th Dick Armstrong Cup. Snohomish looking for their first victory in this 10-year series here, 10-game series. Been very close. There's been some tough games here and there and just haven't been able to close it. 2nd and 9 now for the quarterback, River Lean. Low snap now, fakes it, in trouble. Lean rolling, passes, it's caught by Claps. Big pickup of Glacier.
It's a nice toss there. That's a tough one that you got to get it up and over some guys, but not too far.
So we'll see if Glacier Peak can respond. Belmonte running into the screen there. Snap here, River. He's going to go to the air again. He finds Cooper Jensen on the far side, crossing the 25 into the 23-yard line. And he's a big fella to take down.
You know, I think he might have gone out of bounds and come back in and be the first one to touch it.
Really?
We'll see what I don't know what they're going to call here, but they're not moving the sticks yet.
Trying to look for the laundry on the field. Oh, I see it on the very far side. They're going to pick it up.
Yeah. He was very close to the sideline as he got around the defender. But you know what it is? That's that cover two. Again, there's a hole there. And if you hit it hard and fast enough, they've got it. The corner is going to play up a little closer to the line of scrimmage, and the safety's got to get over the top. Well, there's a bit of a void there, and they've been able to hit it multiple times tonight.
Well, Wyatt Dorn, number 4, is on Big Cooper Jensen, number 4, and they've been going at it all night here. This time Lechner gets the carry, and he's breaking tackles, and he'll have close to another Grizzly first down.
Little shimmy shake there. See this? Nothing too crazy, just a little outside zone play, and makes a little shimmy, dives forward. I love to see something like that, especially from a guy who's not traditionally a running back.
No, and that's the other thing is as you see this play, on the right side, Lechner, did he get in? Orgel takes him down, but Trey Lechner at Snohomish last year, he was one of their best receivers.
Now we're seeing a little tempo from Glacier Peak. A couple of those linemen, you can see the right guard hobbling a little bit, but they're still sticking right in there. They're going to try to go pound it in here.
Cox Emmons on that left side. Lechner right behind. He'll get the rock one more time. Right side, gets out of a footstep cackle, and he's in for a Glacier Peak touchdown. Big response there by the Grizzlies. And there's a flag, going to be a personal foul. There's all kinds of stuff going on after that play. See how that shakes out.
Should be after the play. Touchdown should stand, and they should be tacking on 15 on the kickoff, most likely. Great answer, though, by Glacier Peak.
Dan O'Neill, our referee.
Touchdown's good. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Pointing to the center spot for the kickoff.
That was great interpretation there, Rylan.
We don't have him mic'd up. Next time I'll just do it as though I am him.
we've had the mic on the ref in the past here at STSPN.
Have ya?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
For a long time.
Big time production.
All the tricks of the trade. So we'll look for the point after try here by Sam McAfee. And boy, just when Snohomish thought they had a little something, Glacier Peak just come down with a couple big first downs, and Trey Lechner punches it in from the 1.
Well, Austin Emmons in there just for the
Yeah,
long
I
snap,
see
huh?
that, yeah.
He could probably just reach through his legs and hand it to the guy.
He probably could. He's gonna get winded tonight, but he's gonna sleep well.
A couple of cheeseburgers on the way home and
That's
go right to
right.
bed.
I mean, no free ads here, but you've had a burger here in Snohomish, but you still have a lot of exploring to do.
I have.
And we'll get back to that. As you see on the far side, Shane Keck, he had a little meeting with everybody, and he had his attention as we talk about the different personalities, right? As, you know, Joey Hammer, the Snohomish coach, he is just fired up, intense, like 20. Not laid back there, Ryland Spencer.
No, he was letting them have it. I mean, and you know what? I think he's right. I think he's right. And you know, everybody's over there taking a knee, and he let them know, guys. We see it here. They're about to kick off from the 25. No offense to Snohomish. I'm not saying Snohomish isn't a good team. But if you're coming up against the Lake Stevenses of the world, you cannot afford to have 15-yard penalties after a touchdown. I don't know who it was on. I don't know it doesn't matter who it was on.
Yeah.
Frankly, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And everybody, if you're going to play as a team, that's how you win. You're going to win as a team.
Well, going back, I mean, there's many times the Lake Stevens game. I mean, you can look at Lake Stevens Monroe, but with Glacier Peak, Lake Stevens, they're there, they're at, and all of a sudden, Lake Stevens, because they're really good, they make you do stuff that you haven't done. They had 3 interceptions with Talladega Lang last year, as we see Snohomish comes up and a nice return there by Van.
Well, and I mean, you look at it here. He caught that ball after the kickoff. He caught it on the 20 instead of catching it down at the 5. That's a huge difference.
Big time.
And you cannot give against teams like Lake Stevens or in the past Monroe.
Yep.
You can't give them those 15 yards. You just simply cannot do it.
So you explained very sensibly your rankings of the top 10 here in 4A, Glacier Peak going at 8 and 10 for Lake Stevens, but they just, there's no rebuilding up there. They just fill the chamber one more time, and again, you're the quarterback.
In a snap infraction is what it was.
Procedure there on Snohomish.
But yeah, he looks a lot like Tanner Jellison in terms of tall and skinny, and yeah, I mean they won the Lakewood passing tournament up there at Lakewood High School in Arlington, and I've gone up there a lot over the years. I've never seen them win it. First time I've ever seen them win that tournament.
Interesting.
And yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch.
1st and 15. Cale Hammer's got some work to do. He gets it off to Vandergrind. Vandergrind makes up India, I'm going to guess. 6'4", 295er.
Yeah, that's a big individual.
That's a fridge and a freezer full right there. Cale gets over. It's Caden Alexander. Alexander gets up just to the original marker. That'll leave some work to do here.
See big old 78 there, just guy.
That sells tickets.
That's right. 4:44 left to go.
Them, but.
The third. Hammer gets it over. Vandergrind can't hold on. Is it a behind? It's a lateral pass. No, they call it down. Incomplete.
Usually what you look.
So it is a forward pass. And India there looking. Baxter Cox, 63 and white, also looking. So 4th and 9, kind of a, not a huge play here, 13-28, but they got to keep up here, and they will punt it. Nobody back for Glacier Peak. Nice kick there by Cale Hammer, and Orgill will down it inside the 10. I always wondered, they punt it sometimes to get the block because the quarterback doesn't step back as much as a normal punt. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's been a couple of times I've seen that over the years where they only take one step back instead of 2 or 3, and then it really looks like it's about to get blocked.
Overhead shots here of Veterans Memorial Stadium on the campus of Snohomish High School. So we talk a lot about your 4A rankings. You do 3A, you do 2A, you go all the way down.
Yeah, all the way to 8-man. Got Elmira Cooley Heartline Warriors, #1 at the 8-man level.
Absolutely.
One of the great programs out there in Central Washington.
1st and 10 from their 10. Lechner, right side. And this is the time of the ball game where the hits just feel a little harder, don't they?
Yeah, especially, this is the first game of the year, and, so long time off, a 5-game season that, almost, ended too soon for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Then you kind of get a few months off, and, you're right back into it. And you're at this point of the game, you start really feeling those things. You go home and take a couple of Advil and go to sleep.
River Lane gets it to Lechner again. Nice hole on the left side, but it's plugged quickly, and Vandergrind there to greet him.
No surprise there.
Nope.
See big old Austin Emmons, watch him here on the end here, getting out and running. At some point, you got to hit somebody, big man.
Well, he's
but
just
you know
too
what? He's
quick.
trying to hit your guy Vandergrind. That is a tall task, for Vandergrind there. He's going, I am not getting hit by that freight train.
Yeah,
it is not happening.
He's smart. Like you said, it's a business decision. Lane gonna stretch it out, going deep far right side, caught! No?
Broken up by Vandergrind.
Jack Fullerton was the intended receiver.
Watch how far Vandergrind comes on this play. I guess we won't get to see it. I mean, he came from a long ways away.
And he couldn't hang on.
He makes the tackle down here in front of us. He's going all the way out there. We should order a pizza, see if he'll go get it for us. I mean, he is all over the place right now.
That kid wants a T-shirt. Our Adrenaline Sports fundraising player of the game. He'll do it, too. King gets the handoff, breaks a tackle right side, still on his feet, lunges forward. There's a flag. Vandergrind in on that tackle as well, but Gavin Maynard doing a lot of the work.
They seem just almost swatting flies as he runs around the outside there. I don't know what it's going to be.
I don't know if that's a late hit.
I was going to say, to me, it looked like maybe that would be a hold or, a block in the back, it looks like.
And that's going to be on Glacier Peak. So the defense here for the Red Panthers here, I mean, they're hanging in there. They're doing everything they can to give Cale Hammer and that offense a shot with 3:18 left to go here in the third quarter. Rivers had a nice debut, though. Back to pass, looking right, wide open. And there, this time, 39 catches it and goes for more. Jack Fullerton, the senior 5'9", gets some action.
Yeah, I tell you what, he got a little burst there. Normally, the guys are going to go outside. You see him, he kind of dips back in and then whoop, throws it on, gets back outside, then he's gone. He's up the road.
Orgill has to get there and slow him down. Here's Lean one more time. Now in trouble. And he pitches it right at the last second to King. Oh, my.
Looks like a video game or something.
It was. Brody Strant, 36. He tackled one guy, then he had to tackle another guy. But that's going to push Glacier Peak back now, 2nd and 15. So they're passing here, Ryland.
Yeah, they are trying to put more points on the board.
Offensive coordinator, first year, Brandon Ha. There's a screen bubble trying to get to King, but nobody there. Well played by this Panther defense once again.
Yeah, it looked like number 36 there with a good read on it. It's Brody Strant, 5'6",
Yes.
150, a freshman.
You get out.
Single digit on the grade column there.
That is. That's if you're a freshman and you're playing varsity football, you got to have something going on.
Yeah.
3rd and 15 now for the Grizzlies. King now behind. Lean, he's about to get cracked. Oh, what a block. And Lean can't get away from Caden Alexander. There's a lot going on there. I couldn't see if the back judge pulled a flag or not on that block.
Yeah, there was a huge block there. It looked like it was 55 with the block.
Yeah.
Austin Guerrero, 6'2", 255. Not a guy you want to get hit by.
And Guerrero's now back there. So 4th and 20. Once again, the Panthers hold. All kinds of whistles. Is that a timeout?
Looks like maybe there's an injury on the sideline right in front of us down here.
Vandergrind back to play, or back to receive it. And yeah, we got...
Looks like we got some
Oh, yeah, we got some cramping going on. It's out of your frame right here in front of the bench,
Week
as
1
Rylan
cramps.
says. That is true, week 1. And it's warm.
Yeah, it is warm.
74 in the booth.
74 in the booth. We're not sure what it is outside of the booth.
It's like Palm Springs in here.
Yeah.
Scheduling, programming for everybody. The next Friday night, Snohomish, Linwood, right here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. And you can see all the action here on STSPN. We have Glacier Peak, Snohomish soccer. We have all kinds of other prep activities. Nobody does prep sports like STSPN. Rylan, it is kind of rare up here, isn't it, what we've been doing for 10, 11 years in the state? I mean, they do a lot of stuff in the Eastern Washington, but
yeah,
even if it's not, just say yes.
No, actually, no, you're right, though. There's not a lot of people that have been doing it for this long, you know? SWX has done some stuff
Yes,
in the Tri-Cities
yes,
area, but
does a great job.
That's a big TV station themselves, so
Yep.
it's a little different than what you guys got going here.
McAfee pumps it, and there Vandergrind thinks about it. Oh, and it bounces back in, and Vandergrind, what a risky move. He loses the ball. Oh, my goodness. Vander Feisty, that risk-reward doesn't pay off, and they lose it. It's recovered by Caleb Koffler, the backup quarterback.
Well, it hits somebody right here. I think Vandergrind thought it hit number 11
Yeah.
and decided he needed to fall on it.
Oh, I just tell you what. This Panther defense, they're getting paid, get them overtime.
Yeah. My goodness, that is not what you needed.
1:55 left in the third quarter, 28-13. 7-point or 8-point difference here as Lechner, Trey, plows over a defender and he gets across the 20 there, and that'll set up a 2nd and short. And we're working on getting some other games. We have Glacier Peak taking on Woodinville. They do have a pretty stiff schedule this year, does Glacier Peak.
Yeah. I think they're playing North Creek as well.
Yes.
Out of Kinko.
Yes. King now on the ball, and King gets a Glacier Peak first down and still on his feet. We'll have Glacier Peak Lake Stevens. That's the final game. I heard you mention on your podcast that it would be smart for Wesco to line that one up, and they did.
Yeah, and you know, I wish more leagues would do that. You know, a lot of times you can look at it and kind of figure out who the top teams are.
Yeah. King gets it again, this time well played by Snohomish as Ulrich's back in there, and then big 66 as well, Brady Learman.
Yeah, he's been holding his arm a lot all game, but he's just out there battling and fighting. You love to see. I mean, look at the difference between 34 there and 66 on the defensive line.
There's a big gap there.
Yeah. Looks like you or me standing next to Shaq.
Yes. So 2nd and 10 here. 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Clock ticking. King getting a lot of the work right side. King wants a TD, and he's going to get cut short there, maybe at the 3. And Trey Lechner, it's interesting, you know, he's been a receiver and was so great for Snohomish. And he just, you know, he's one of those things over the summer. He put on some good weight and some size and said, "Look, give me the rock with a head start." 3rd and goal. King again gets it. Touchdown, Glacier Peak.
Tell you what, I like the way Ryan King runs the ball. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of him. You get a little, maybe a thunder and lightning type thing with he and Lechner. I mean, the way that he runs, he's got the speed, he's got the wheels, and he's not afraid to just go straight forward when he needs to.
Thunder, lightning. The way you love me is frightening. Everybody knows that song, and he punches it through here for another Glacier Peak touchdown. As 34-13 is the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Sam McAfee on for the extra point.
Not just commentary, a little karaoke from you too. Huh?
I got it all. Just, you know, there's a lot more in the tank, Rylan. I haven't even gotten out of my first page yet of notes.
I haven't even heard you say eating yards yet either.
I know. That one's, you know, that's special for Ryan Black. Come on now, the yard chipper. I love that, though. That's.
Who I think we saw us watching tonight.
We did. We'll be back with more in the third and going to the fourth after this.
Tyler and Matt, Waterline.
Hey, how you doing? We're here in the U District on a Thursday, replacing all the buried galvanizers in the line.
Each of our homes depend upon their connection to water and sewer.
Hey, we're under the porch, putting in all new PEX, replacing all the galvanized, including the hose bib.
Over time, these lines age, change, and break down.
We're making our last connection. That's capping an old galvanized water line, and we should be done for the day.
Our Waterline team can help to make sure your connection runs smooth, healthy, and clean.
Okay, Scott Ohsman, Rylan Spencer. Are we having any fun yet tonight, Rylan? I mean, this is a normal Friday night. Now it's Thursday nights, Sunday nights. Good to hear the sound of a crowd. Sam McAfee going to kick it off. It's going to go deep and into the end zone. We'll start on their own 20. 18 seconds left here in this third quarter. Still a whole fourth quarter left to go. We know that Snohomish can gain a lot of yards very quickly on some big plays. They just haven't been able to close their opportunities.
Yeah, there's been quite a few really nice things they've done tonight. Just haven't been able to do enough of them.
Vandergrind gets the ball over there. Valmonte tries to do a little dance, and they spin him out of bounds. Michael Fant, of course, on the tackle as well. Pick up a 5 or 6. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. We head to the fourth, the 10th Dick Armstrong Cup, Snohomish Glacier Peak.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Back, you're seeing the students, the Panther students, so happy to be here, having a good time on high school football Friday night. That just makes you happy, doesn't it, Rylan?
Seeing them all having fun down there, the band's having a good time. Football team not as much fun, but they're out there playing hard.
So to start the fourth, Cale Hammer getting a good night tonight. They give it off to Vandergrind, right side. He just scurries up enough for a Snohomish Panther first down. And you see he's just feisty.
Yeah.
He's a cloud of dust. You don't really know what's going on in there, and he just comes out.
Sometimes the hole's not even there, but he's just going to stick his nose in it.
Oh, drop ball by Cale, and that's going to be down. He's frustrated. He had it.
He was starting to turn before he had the ball in his hands.
Yep. Lefty, football just a hobby for Cale Hammer. He's going to go play baseball for Gonzaga, already committed to that.
It's a good baseball school, Gonzaga. They got into the NCAA tournament this last year. Mariner, Marco Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I think there's a reliever also. I can't remember who the reliever is, but there's one there.
Catches a dangerous pass to Larson, almost. Cooper Jensen says he's got the pass. Put me down for reception.
Yeah, I mean, he just reached out and tried to grab it right there. Good read on his part.
But now how does a kid, Cooper Jensen, he's a sophomore, right? He doesn't even have a lot going on. He's a junior this year, but I'm saying last year when he's a sophomore, all of a sudden Oregon State's coming after, everybody's going after. Is this a 7-on-7 situation, summer camp, or what's going on?
A lot of it was his film from last year. Sure, the numbers weren't huge, but there was a lot they saw that they really liked.
Cale Hammer comes in. They spun around like a pinball. And that's Mr. Fant.
The guy that actually recruits this area for Oregon State, Jim Mahalchek, he's a guy from the Pacific Northwest, but also another guy on that staff, Ryan Sapardo, played at Archbishop Murphy. I believe he played for Jerry Jensen, maybe. Would have been right about that time. Then played at Washington State, and he's coaching down there as well.
Coach Jensen there, and Cale's going to have to punt this off 4th and 15, and they'll just let that fly. Gets a nice Snohomish roll. And that's where Glacier Peak will start. So we'll see now Shane Keck if he puts in the backup. Koffler, there's a lot of, he played the game, the old coach game. He wouldn't release who's going to be the starter until the last second here and kept every interview in the Herald anywhere. He's like, no, it's great competition, don't know. And I like both of them.
Yeah, and I watched both those guys, in the 7-on-7 stuff that they hosted up at Glacier Peak. Very similar quarterbacks in terms of size. Lean is a little bit bigger, but both of them throw really nice balls. So if there's ever an opportunity where they can get the backup in or need to put the backup in, I think they're going to feel confident.
River going deep. He's got a wide open receiver. Oh, and he goes out of the hands of Sharzak. Boy, he wants that back.
Yeah, and that's that same hole, that same pocket that they've been exploiting most of the night, and they had him wide open. That's one that they're going to look back on, and I'm sure he'll do some push-ups on the sideline or something later on for that.
Lean put a nice spin on that one. That one went for a few.
Yeah, and the ball comes off his hand really hot. It's fun to watch.
2nd and 10. Trey gets it. Lechner trying to strip the ball, and he's taken down by big 68. Might get a loss there. That's big Lane Watkins. We knew all about him. 6'5", 230. What are they feeding these kids, Rylan?
Yeah, I don't know what they feed him to get him to grow up. I know what it takes to grow out. I've done it a lot. But yeah, he is a big individual. I mean, that's what's. If you're Snohomish going forward, I mean, you look at those three guys they got there, 72, 68, 66. They have some size inside. And man, they like to hit on the outside, don't they?
They do. Lane now dumps it down. And that's number 39. Again, he's been getting lots of little hits here, Fullerton. Yeah, nice shot. Wide open, calls for it.
Yep. Lean just keeps his eyes downfield, gets out of the pocket, and makes a smart play. It's either that or take off and run, and at that point, you're looking at 4 or 5 defenders and nobody there to block you because the receiver has his back to him.
Once again, Caden Alexander there on the tackle. Boy, has he had a heck of a night. He's been busy. So they're going to punt it here, Sam McAfee. And he gets one off. Nice tight spiral deep. Orgo has to watch it go out of bounds. Nice punt by McAfee.
About a 45-yard punt.
Nice. 8:22 left in this Dick Armstrong Cup, and it, you never say never, but it looks like Glacier Peak will be undefeated here so far in this series. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising. Experience results, and stay tuned for our Adrenaline Fundraiser Player of the Game as you look at Cale Hammer taking matters into his own hands, and he'll gain a nice gain for the Panthers here with 8:11 left to go in the game. Tyler Kinney on the tackle. Larson gets it and nowhere to go. He's tackled for a loss back there.
Chase Cumming getting in there, 5'6",
Yeah.
150 senior. Look at that, listed as a running back / defensive tackle.
Love it.
That is my kind of guy.
3rd and 5. So where does Ryland Spencer, what's your schedule here? What games are you checking out now? I don't, no commitments, of course, as Cale lets one rip the sideline. And
a couple of games tomorrow on the docket.
Yep.
1 p.m. game, Kentwood up at Eastlake High School. Eastlake was supposed to play Lake Stevens. Kentwood, they've been looking for a game for a couple of weeks, get scheduled in there. And then when that one ends, I don't have a whole lot going on, so I'm probably going to go find a good burger spot in South Seattle. And 7 p.m., Mount Tahoma down in Tacoma. They're making their way up to play Rainier Beach, a team that I have in at number 10 in my 3A rankings. It's pretty bad when I don't know my own rankings, huh?
Well, it's
Rainier
been
Beach
a couple days. Yeah, they are number 10. We got it right here. Cale Hammer goes across. That falls to the ground, trying to go to Orgo. Yeah, O'Day is going to be big. We'll see how they did tonight. Kennewick, you talked a lot about Kennewick. We don't get to see Kennewick a lot this side of the mountains, but
I like those guys. They're huge.
Yeah, Yell, Mount Spokane.
Kennewick's got 2. Their offensive tackles are both about 6'7". They got a couple of big guys in the middle. They got a running back, Miles Mayovsky, who's phenomenal. They have just a ton of talent, and they've got one of the best coaches in the state, Randy Afhalter, who was at Ellensburg for quite a while. So that's a team that this is their year to do it if they're going to do it.
And you got number 7 on your 3A is the mighty Tomahawks. Marysville Pilchuck is.
I like those guys a lot. Dylan Carson, the running back, head coach Brandon Carson's son. Left guard, Nate Elwood. If you get a chance to watch Nate Elwood play, wait until that young man pulls and just look for a collision because he's going to knock somebody's teeth in the back of their throat.
Pick, I think, plays the Tomahawks later. This one going over the middle, incomplete. Last time, so Lilich in the ball game in the running back position for Glacier Peak.
If I can remember correctly, I think Marysville Pilchuck returned something like 17 or 18 starters, which is huge. I mean, when you talk about my spreadsheet, you mentioned it earlier. One of the things I have in there are returning starters. That's always a huge thing, and returning all league also gets some points as well. So things like that, those teams are usually elevated a little bit in the preseason rankings.
Makes sense. 3rd and 8 for Glacier Peak. River Lane goes over and he connects us with Torrey Watkins. And Watkins now is going to stay down on that left side. Maybe that knee not feeling so good. He was banged up earlier.
I'll tell you what, he has played real hard tonight too. I mean, even before the injury, he was playing his tail off, and then he was down for a little bit, and then he comes back in, and you can see maybe a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up, but he's still playing very hard. I don't know much about that kid, but I love watching him play the game. I know that.
Fantastic. 4th and 1 here as they'll tend to him, but he's out of play. So We'll see what they do. They're going to go for it here. 35-13, 6:47 left. Stay tuned for our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game afterwards. Ryland thinking about all the different metrics that he's seen tonight, so he's going to announce it. And Lilich, big stop. I don't think he got there, not even close.
The guy again. I mean, right there, Mr. Lane Watkins, just shooting through and making a play.
There
Get off his block. My goodness, that was great. You see Jacob Erickson sitting down there looking defeated, but, I mean, really, that's just a great play by Watkins.
Snohomish takes over on downs. If you're Cale Hammer, what do you take away from tonight, Ryland?
I mean, I think you have to, the score doesn't say it, right, 35. I think you have to like a little bit about what your defense did. More than anything, I think you really like the way your team fought. You know, they were down early. Look at this.
Vandergrind to the house. You just got to get that kid the ball.
You knew that eventually they're going to find a way. But you see it. He gets back and just uncorks it, probably about as far as he can throw it again. Gets behind the defense, makes a play, manages to keep himself in bounds, and if it goes far enough, we'll see him hit it with the track lean right at the end. Boom, there it is.
Band's playing, crowd's jacked up.
Ambulance is playing, got their sirens going, all kinds of crazy.
Always a time-honored tradition here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And Josh Vandergrind, Vander Feisty, he gets loose and he can catch too. As there's now, are we gonna go for two or what?
There's a timeout. I think it might have been Glacier Peak. Yes.
It is. It's a timeout for Glacier Peak. We'll take a quick pause here. Come on back. 6:29 left. STSPN. Are we back? I think we're back. Scott Ohsman, Ryland Spencer here. A lot going on in the booth.
Yeah.
We got a lot of paperwork to read. We got a lot of notes.
Only people paying attention are the cheerleaders that are down there going crazy right now. I love it.
Going for two here is Snohomish. Larson to the left of Cale Hammer. Vandergrind in motion. And they'll toss it right to Vandergrind. Can he find the end zone? No, he's crushed. Oh, my. I think that is Oscar. Oh, no. Jacob Erickson. I wanted to say Erickson. Look at this tackle.
Oof. Vandergrind lays down for a second, says, yeah, that is not what I was expecting.
Did not feel good.
Yeah.
So the try, not good. 35-19, 6:24 left to go. So Bellevue, what's going on with Bellevue? You have them in your top 10 of the Class 3A. You have them at number 8.
So when we start looking at 3A, you have O'Day at the top. They're the clear-cut number 1. Then you've got Kennewick, Yelm, Mount Spokane, who has a lot of seniors and very, very good coaching. Actually, their head coach is a Darrington grad.
Oh.
Of all places, right?
Yeah.
Ferndale, who I think is very good. Lincoln of Tacoma, who is actually playing number 3 Yelm tonight. I don't know what the score of that one was.
The Abes? Is that the Mighty Abes?
The Lincoln Abes. There's actually two Lincolns now. So if you notice, it says Lincoln of Tacoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Lincoln in Seattle now. They've reopened a school that was up
on
that's
Queen Anne
Hill. So
that's right.
I think they are the Lynx, if I can remember correctly.
Got it.
Lynx. But yeah, that Bellevue team, they're actually playing number 9 Peninsula. Bellevue and Peninsula are playing each other. And you know what? They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of young guys. There's a young man named Hogan Hansen. He's a 2024 tight end who already has an offer from the University of Arizona. And they are physical. They're tough. They've got a young man named Eshawn Daniels, a running back, DB. He's a little bit of everything, and he is ridiculously fast. I mean, he is really, really fast. And their head coach, Michael Knipe, played at Bellevue, played at the University of Washington, and I like that team. I really do. And you know as well as I do, those Kinko teams are usually a little bit of a different breed. And
yes.
Bellevue's back, but they're not what we remember them being.
There it is, the onside kick. Oh, Cale Hammer just claps down to the woodshed. My goodness.
He lays the hammer, if you will.
Yes,
I mean,
he did.
My goodness.
That's just too easy. You had to do it.
The thing is, I actually think he might have just been able to grab the ball.
He just puts his head down. Goodness gracious. So the award, Glacier Peak comes up with it, so the kick doesn't work, but
it looked like a missile.
It was. He just put his hat down. Onside kick here. We said that. We're like, you got to do the onside kick.
The referee was given a sideline warning. He was signaling away from us, so I'm not sure if he was telling Glacier Peak it was their warning, or I don't know what he was doing there.
Riverlane, Trey Lechner. It's the carry.
Left side.
So Glacier Peak, both teams actually have a pretty sturdy schedule ahead of them as we kind of get into this. And then with the new classifications, Riverlane there pops it over, and Claps wasn't expecting it, looks like.
6 foot 170. Claps has got to have that ball.
Yeah.
That's that one's a little too easy to drop right there.
But so Glacier Peak, so they lose Monroe, right? They go down to 3A, and Mount Vernon
goes down also.
Also.
There's only 5 teams now in that league there.
Yep. So next week it is Glacier Peak at Monroe. Riverlane here rolling out, and he's going to go down. Good tackle there again by, is that 34?
Yeah, 34.
Ezekiel Neubauer. Zeke puts it down.
Getting a little talking to from the referee for pushing the quarterback as he stands up. So using the quarterback, just stand up on your own. You don't need to push him down to do it. That's one of those ones that you could very easily call it. And a lot of times they do on something just little like that. And the referee's saying, don't make me call that. Don't make me do it.
No choice as McAfee's back to punt. Then Glacier Peak, it's a Thursday night game. Talking about scheduling, they're taking on Woodinville at Pop Keeney as the punt goes down, and they'll start it there at the 16-yard line. But your favorite place in the world, Pop Keeney?
I grew up going to games there. I grew up on Finn Hill in Kirkland. Went to a lot of games, and I bet I've seen, well over 100 games at Pop Keeney in my lifetime, and it is a great place to watch a game, especially since the renovation they did in, I think it was like 2009.
But the press boxes, could they make it a little bigger?
Hey, you know what?
I mean,
I'm not even thinking about the press box.
It's a shoe box in there.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's really small. That's
Cale. He had a wide open receiver there at Vandergrind one more time, like just on the go route.
Yeah. Well, and when you get out there, if you're a Glacier Peak fan, just look across the way, and you'll see the side that Woodinville's on. You'll see the booth. That's the only booth they ever had until they built the other side. You used to actually, I was told in the back, in the older days, you had both coaching staffs in that one little tiny box,
I bet,
along with the PA guy.
Cale gets it off. Larson, it's a little spurt.
I like the way he runs the ball.
Yeah.
Got a little Vandergrind in him.
He does. Just a little something, 5'10", $150, junior. Still some steaks and shakes to put on there.
I could help him with that.
Hammer now lets it go. Vandergrind on the far side, and
That's going to be some
No. Vandergride.
Yeah, you can see him reaching down.
Yep. He'll be okay.
That's what happens when you play as many snaps as he does in a night.
They're so excited. They'd be out there forever.
You see him. He reaches down, grabs his toe, and now he's running back to the huddle. He's ready to go again.
There you go. No problem, mate. 35-19, 4:17 left to go. So we're trying to do that game at Pop Keeney. We need a little help from Cascadia Preps. Spencer.
I'll walk in there and see what I can do.
Yeah. Kale getting chased now. Big block. Sets up, lets it fly. Jump ball and incomplete. Trying to go to Orgo, but once again there, Grayson LaFleur, he wanted that 500 ball.
You know, for years I've been trying to get him to let me rent a room there at Pop Keeney.
Have you?
No. There's actually a new apartment complex on the south side. We did a broadcast from there last year. Bank account. Let me give it to you that way.
And it's right next to the what I call the Disney World for adults there, the McMinimans whole setup.
They actually let us, or they set it up to where we could broadcast on the movie screens.
Really?
Back in the spring, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They love their football down there in Bothell.
They do. Timeout. Panthers got a good thing going. The train, the blue train, I believe. We got a timeout. We'll take a quick break. 4:07 left to go. We'll wrap this one up.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
All right, back here. Ryland Spencer, I'm sure if you're not following Ryland on Twitter or wherever, social media, what have you, Cascadia Preps, do it now. Lean going over. It is intercepted. Great job by Orgill.
I think we're going to get a horse collar there at the end of the play as well.
And talked about Shane Keck kind of huddled everybody up there about, come on, guys.
Yeah.
This is not a good
day of the week. But that being said, overall, I mean, get going in the right direction, and I think Coach Keck and his staff, they're good coaches. They'll get it right.
Vandergrind can't get there, and he wants a flag.
Yeah, it looked like he was. Lake Stevens will play.
Or is that not correct?
No quitting these guys. I like it. 3rd down and 1. You go from 2nd and 20 to 3rd down and 1.
That's the third. These are just notable games. Sorry, I'm reading on my great sheet provided us by KRKO. Larson gets the handoff.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that's week 5.
Yep, week 5, excuse me. And then the whole crossover game. I mean, I read the whole thing about the new crossover and who gets to play, and it's only 2 teams now. Westco North, Westco South. I gotta go watch a YouTube video. I gotta go figure that out.
Huh. I'll have to look into
So there are all kinds of changes. Vandergrind still going.
Look at this guy.
Did I not tell you you're going to like him? He just grows on you.
Yeah.
You can't shake him.
Yeah, I mean, some of his linemen have eaten meals bigger than that kid, and he's still out there, though. He's just chugging along, never stops moving his feet.
Give it to Snohomish. They're keeping it on. They're not giving up. Every single play, they're putting it out there. Vandergrind crushed. And I think that's Belmonte.
It is.
Reading it right.
That's about the 4th or 5th time he's done that today. Real good game by Reggie Valmonte.
3rd and 5, 2:20 left to go in the game.
I think that's what you have with Glacier Peak. You have a lot of guys like Valmonte, guys that aren't household names or anything, and they're seniors now, and they're making plays. And that's what's exciting about this ball club.
Empty backfield now. He goes over just too much to Vandergrind. So Glacier Peak has had obviously a lot of success, and they just kind of get up to there, and then they can't cross over and get into that big game. Once they get to the playoffs, again, we talked about Kinko, but it's been SPSL. I mean, if you name it, they've had their challenges, and it starts with Lake Stevens. They are the king of the court here. I mean, they run this thing.
Yeah, and Wesco kind of in general has had a little bit of that problem over the years.
Yep. Really, the Vikings, Lake Stevens the only one. Orgio catches it, and he's brought down.
Might get a first down out of that.
Yeah.
Real close.
Big fourth down.
Might actually get to see the chain gang here.
There we go. That is. Oh, they're going to discuss it. I thought they said it's a first down.
Yeah, they are going to bring in the chain gang. Finally, those guys get their money out of the chain gang.
So, can we talk about our adrenaline fundraiser play of the game here, Ryland? Is that too much pressure with just under 2 to go? I mean,
well, who do you think?
This is not up to me. I'm not a stakeholder in this decision. I mean, honestly, Riverline, by the way, he started tonight. I know the quarterbacks probably get too much praise, too much criticism, right? This is his first time starting really a big game.
No, he's made some really, really nice throws tonight. I think you could go with Logan Sarzak. I think he would be a solid choice. I mean, I think Austin Emmons has played very well.
I agree. And the big guys, I mean, we give it to everybody else. There's broken up there by Jordan Yandia, who's been just tremendous tonight. Every time we look down.
Yeah. Now, do they get something? What do they get if
they get a T-shirt?
Okay, do we have 5 of them to give it to the whole offensive line, or what do we got there?
Oh, that's a nice one here. Yeah, putting in the work. This is brand. This is. Here, I'll hold it up here for the camera.
Yeah.
This is great couture here. As try and pull back here. What? Wrong camera. Oh, you want this camera? I got it. Why didn't you say so? That's what they're playing for. And you know what?
Now,
through the
hold on
years.
a second here. This is a large. We're going to need something bigger if I'm going to give it to the offensive line. If it's going to Austin Emmons, he hasn't fit into this shirt since about 4th grade.
True story. We have given player of the game to a place kick holder.
Hey.
Because he was incredible on a rainy, muddy, crappy night.
I got respect for that.
See?
That's a tough call.
That's how we roll up here, Ryland. That's how we roll.
I like that one. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I think there's a number of guys you could give it to. You know, there's probably nobody other than about maybe the quarterback and the receiver that have the big numbers. If you wanted to go by something like that, obviously we don't have the numbers, so we're kind of picking whatever we want. Can I give it to myself? I don't know when I'll see you guys again.
Wait a minute. No, that's against the rules.
Yeah, I mean, I think you couldn't go wrong with
I thought you were going to come back. I thought we have you on call.
Well, no, definitely not on call. I don't think anybody has me on call.
Lechner had a good time tonight. I mean, he had a good game. You know, there is a lot of choices. You're right. Sharzak, was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can give it to Watkins too, Torrey Watkins.
Yeah,
he's been great on defense and on offense.
Kale just has to get rid of that. On defense, there's been some tremendous plays.
Give it to down here.
Valmonte.
I mean,
yeah.
Interception. He's got about 5 or 6 tackles.
Yeah. Well, we need an editor. Do you have an editor over there, Cascade of Breads?
Technically, it's me, but I barely use the English language very well. So. I think we can go with the quarterback, Riverline.
You think so? I mean, I don't want to, Cale Hammer goes deep, flag in the air. That's broken up.
Flags all over.
But they're having so much fun. Hopefully he's okay. I see. That was Ashton Olsen broke that one up, and that's Kai Gaffney.
A player on the losing team before?
I don't believe we've done that before, have we? I'm looking over at the editor-in-chief, Todd Elvig.
I mean, what if this was a 35-34 game and Vandergrind went for 390 yards, 4 touchdowns? That's a good point. I don't like talking to the losing players after the game because I know I wouldn't want them talking to me if I had lost a game. So,
you know, we've never given it to a coach, and we have brand new offensive coordinator Brandon Ha.
Could give it to him. Solid follow on Twitter, by the way. He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that was the funny story when the Twitter, I don't think we got that on the air, but I did the whole Ryan Black, you know, all he does is eat yards, and then you're like, this guy just said eating yards. Kale running into some problems there. I mean, Michael Fant, Erickson, Jacob Erickson right up there. I mean, the list goes on.
Just a number of guys, and that's why, you know, when I have Glacier Peak at number 8 in the 4A top 10, and people are going, really, Glacier Peak? So, yeah, they just got a lot of guys, and there's a lot to like about this team. I think their coaching staff is really good.
You know, Jaden Claps has had a heck of a night. Kale gets out of trouble, whips it in. It's going to be incomplete. It'll set up 3rd and 11. But, I mean, I think Riverline, actually, when you think about it, and the quarterback gets too much credit. We talked about under a minute to go here. Joey Hammer's running out to the field. Can he do that?
He can. Well, he's going to look at his.
Oh, okay. We got an injured player. Okay. So, when you look at Riverline, you know, that's a worthy person. Again, you're a player, but he did a lot. You know what? He didn't make a ton of mistakes.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what you're asking to do.
Glaring mistakes. I mean, he missed some throws, but I mean, even Tom Brady misses throws, right? He missed some throws. You know, all in all, though, I think there was probably more plays tonight that either A, he made a good throw, or B, he made a good decision. Just made the right decision. Don't try to do anything too crazy. And, you know, keep your team in the game. And more than anything, don't give Snohomish the opportunity to take the ball and go the other way or, you know, deep down in the zone. You have to score when you get down low. And they did that for the most part tonight, other than I think about one drive. Vandergrind down.
Oh, man, we can't have Snohomish needs him. He is the power strip there that keeps this thing going. I got one last breaking. I don't know if we've made a decision, though, but I'm recalling back to the beginning of the game. Austin Emmons, the big fellow, right?
Yep.
You remember in the first half, he made some just crushing blocks.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive end, he was just causing havoc.
Yeah, he came from all the way on the one side to tackle, I think it was Vandergrind on one play.
I'm not just trying to stir trouble up here as Kale gets out of that. There's a flag. Jacobson. Did he catch it?
He did. I think it's going to come back, though.
Touchdown there by Connor Johnson, 5'11" senior.
And there's a holding call.
48 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to go Emmons, I'm not going to. I mean, you'll never talk me out of giving it to an offensive lineman. I guess in a defensive lineman, too, because he has made some great plays on that side of the ball.
Okay, we'll do 2.
You going to do 2?
We'll do 2.
Todd Elvig, executive producer, 5-tool player.
Just give it to Emmons. He's as big as 2.
That's true. You're gonna, as they used to say in the old great movie, we're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger shirt.
And we are. We'll have to go down to Seattle Tent Awning and get one for Emmons.
So you think again, Emmons? He just needs a little pub. He needs a little something. He gets more exposure to get some bigger schools.
Some good film. Good film. I think he'll be just fine.
Cale Hammer, again, he's had a couple, obviously, inherent throws. There's another flag, and Glacier Peak all fired up.
I guess they're not going to well, yeah, I think they are going to throw. Well, I don't know what that flag is for, but you could throw an intentional grounding here.
That's your boy, Chase Cummings, in there, a little 5'6" senior, running back DT. Boy, this thing is going along. Is the Mariner game still going? Because
Well, it's not before 11 o'clock, so the Mariners game is definitely still going.
Yeah, even though at Arizona today. Lights are still on. We did have that great. That was a good tweet, I think, by Cameron Van Til from the Everett Herald. Saw him earlier tonight. We had a delay. So do you feel good about the college football? Is that your jam a little bit, or are you mostly NFL?
I love college football, but because I'm at so many high school games on Saturdays, I really don't get to watch college football.
Yep.
If there's a big game, a couple years ago, LSU and Alabama had that huge game, and I don't remember where I was sitting, but I actually went up into the stands and pulled the game up on the, CBS Sports app, whatever app it is. I got about 30 of them on my phone that can stream a football game at any time, And so sometimes if there's a big college game, I'll go sit up in the stands and try to watch a high school game at the same time as a college game. But for the most part, I just don't have time.
Seahawks, you feel good about them this year?
I do and I
just
don't.
Rips it. You do and you don't.
Yeah, I do and I don't. I don't know. They scare me, but still very talented. I think the offense is going to be really good this year. If the defense can pick up their end of the bargain, then they should be just fine.
Well, I'm concerned. Obviously, they're premier skill players, but just the depth behind their receiving core, because it's 18 or 17 games. I mean, that's the nature. These guys get hurt more than ever before.
Yep.
I don't understand it because
right now they only have 4. I mean, I know that they were signing another one or trying to get some guys, but the initial roster out of camp only had 4 guys, and it's like, wow, that's it's kind of scary. And they had about 19. Offensive tackles.
Yeah. And trying to run out the clock here is that Lilich who gets the carry? No, Ryan King. Boy, you want to see a little bit more Ryan King.
Yeah, I do. I would like to see a little bit more. The way that he runs the ball, I really, really like it.
So I'm encouraged. Again, I'm excited to see this new wrinkle Shane Waldron offense. I'm excited to get Russ out on the edge. I'm excited to see him run.
I'm not going to make him snap. No.
There it is, and that's it. That is it. 35-19. Austin Emmons is going to be our adrenaline fundraiser player of the game. Austin Emmons is number 76. You can't miss him. 6'7", 270, the senior. And he's on white. 76. Austin Emmons, our adrenaline fundraiser player of the game. Well, Ryan Spencer, it's been fun. Wish we had a little closer of a ball game as the teams go line up to tell everybody thanks and good game and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. I had a lot of fun out here tonight. It was great to see the fans and the cheerleaders and the student section and just everybody. It was good to be out here, and I'm excited. I'll be back up here at another point in the season, that's for sure.
Well, we hope to have you back. And it was a lot of fun, and appreciate all the work you do and all the coverage, all these high school kids and running around. And I mean, it is hard, It's hard to try a burger in every county of the state.
Yeah, and I've done it just about. There's one of the things I like is when I pick a game that's far away.
Yeah.
So I mentioned Elmira Cooley Heartline earlier. They play up in Cooley City, which is straight north from Moses Lake. You go up through Soap Lake. You end up losing cell phone reception. You're out in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful drive.
Yeah.
You're out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And all of a sudden, here you are in Cooley City. On the way there, I tweeted and I said, hey, where am I going to eat a burger? And they said, DK's in Ephrata. And I said, there it is. Went through DK's, and I'll tell you what, my Twitter following, they never fail me. Got guys doing backflips down here now.
Nice. And they come over. This is a rare moment here and all across the state and the country now. Had to wait quite a while in this state, in this county and everything for to see the students and the parents and everybody come over there. As you're seeing on your frame, there's the big fella, Austin Emmons. He's got enough left in the tank.
Yeah. Got his jersey pulled up, got to cool off the stomach, you know?
He's got to get it right. I have a feeling that tank needs filling up.
Yeah. I don't know what they're saying down there, but they're having fun.
All right. Thank you always to our executive producer, 5-2 player Todd Elvig, running the stream, running everything, all the things. Martin down there on the camera, main camera, Sarah Elvig. Always the great fans here. Both programs, the athletic directors, Mr. Judkins, Mark Perry from Snohomish. We cannot do the interview, and we're not allowed down on the field to do the interview, so that's just the way it is for now. But he did get the t-shirt. There he is with the t-shirt. He's fired up as they keep doing backflips. Is that helping your recruiting?
Probably not, but yeah, it's good to see he got the shirt. It'll probably be a little tight. It'll look like it painted on, but yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I think it's well-deserved. That was, I think, a very good opening night for that young man. And, you know, like I said, hopefully it's something that progresses as the season goes and some colleges start noticing.
All right, he's got it. There you see him walking off with head coach Shane Keck. All right, that's going to do it for Todd Elvig, for everybody, all the guys in the truck. Ryland Spencer, it's been a good one, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Scott Armstrong saying so long. Glacier Peak wins the 10th Dick Armstrong Cup, 35-19. Good night, everybody.